Yeah. Welcome to the Black Club. I'm your host, Bnote. He's your co-host, Ezyduhzit, your favorite trucker's favorite trucker. What's up with it, bro? Where you at
So,
now?
what's going on, bro? Man, I'm on my way to what's this place called? It's in Tennessee. I can't think of the exact name right now. Louisville, Tennessee, something like that. Man, I'm in the middle of nowhere right now at this way station. So we just had to piss out real quick to get alive real quick, and I'm gonna keep trucking after this is over.
Man, man. Before we get actually into the show, I was wondering because I didn't get a chance to ask you this earlier. Have you been seeing the little beef going on with Trump and Elon?
I just seen some about that like a couple of hours ago. I said, "Hold on, these motherfuckers beefing now?" Like I'm talking
Bro,
about real beefing, internet beefing. Like,
no, this shit is done got serious. See what
yeah,
I
like it's
found
like
out?
that.
I saw yesterday. I'm like Trump. I saw the beginning of it because Elon started liking people's posts that was saying certain shit. And so one post that I saw specifically, he said, "Okay, the dude posted Elon Doge something with the government spending, and that was a
Uh-huh.
bust. But then he had a train coming through talking about Trump's new bill, and it ran over Elon like Elon's bus. And so Elon
Oh,
retweeted it, and that's when I said, "Oh, wait a minute, what's going on here?" You know what I'm saying? Like, so this
yeah.
bill that Trump is trying to pass is supposed to do something towards electric vehicles, and that's what Elon pissed about because that's gonna put a big
Oh,
dent in Tesla.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He getting rid of that because it's some type of credit that people with electric vehicles get, some type of tax credit that they get for having an electric vehicle, and Trump doing away with that shit because he ain't with
And
the
he
electric
said
vehicle
all
life
of
for real.
Elon's I think it was federal contracts or something, federal incentives that he get, he finna cut
Yeah,
all of that.
yeah, man, bro. What I really feel like, just really now listening to that and kind of going back and forth real quick, it's just these motherfuckers having temper tantrums. Like,
It's
cause at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
froze up.
What happened?
It froze up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Oh. But yeah, and then Elon
I don't
started
know.
releasing them damn Epstein files with Trump in it and shit. Like I said, boy,
Word.
they getting serious.
Ooh.
Now the MAGA is
Yeah.
threatening Elon, talking about he better get some security and shit. Like, bro, this shit done took a turn over these damn electric vehicles.
Just some grown men having temper tantrums, bro. This is what happened when powerful men have temper tantrums.
And they too powerful for each other.
Exactly. Ain't nobody really on the planet other than a whole country do nothing with them.
No, because
You know what
one
I'm
is the
saying?
president of a country and the other one is richer than the whole country. You know what I'm saying?
The whole country, bro. The whole country. Like I
So
heard somewhere that if he gave like $1 million to everybody, he'll still be richer than everybody.
that's sad.
Like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So hey, whatever.
Man, well, let's get into some news you can use. Oh, we got a good one here,
Yeah.
man. We're gonna start off
Uh,
with this one. The beef with Pusha T and Drake has gotten a little it's still ongoing for some reason. UMG has dropped Pusha T from the label. Fans are speculating that Drake had something to do with it. Pusha T has had 3 songs that he was dropped from because of disses made about Drake. One in 2019, where he was removed from Rick Ross's Maybach Music 6. In
mhm.
2021, he was removed from Pop Smoke's Paranoid. And in 2024, he was removed from Def Jam. Uh, Def Jam dropped the clips after he worked with Kendrick Lamar. So we know Drake has a
Mm.
lawsuit against UMG. You think Drake
Yeah.
had something to do with blackballing Pusha T or getting Pusha T black
Um, I don't know about how directly he did, but I feel like it has something to do with it. Like Drake is still
indirect?
Drake. Like he ain't necessarily a hood famous, you know what I'm saying? But Drake is still Drake. So he got some pull somewhere. Like he lost the verbal beef or whatever, you know what I'm saying, the rap diss or whatever. But he's still Drake and he still got hella pull. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh
yeah, I
huh.
believe it. he said, "Oh yeah, you gonna play me like this in front of everybody? Okay, I'm gonna ruin your career like 50 Cent." You know what I'm saying on the back end.
50
So
did Ja
hey,
Rule.
hey, you know what I'm saying? And when
I
the last time the clips came out with something anyway, bro? I'm sorry.
I mean something
What?
that was a hit.
Relevant?
Yeah.
Not even a hit. Relevant at all.
Yeah, because I mean,
I don't hear nothing about them for real. Every
unless they
once in a
relevant on
while,
the
like
East Coast, we don't typically, if they ain't real big from the East Coast, they don't really get played that much. So
well, I don't. Well, yeah, that's true. But I be trying to tap in with what I'm saying, all the different little genres and stuff
right,
like that. It's harder to get with the newer, the younger crowd.
yeah,
But all the older stuff, I try to stay tapped in with a little bit of everything. So, and I still don't really hear a whole lot about him. So, whatever.
yeah, I don't either.
He had his little 15 minutes of fame again with the Drake beef, but now, it's like ain't nobody really listening to the clips like that. Who?
Nah, nah, and that's why it's kind of weird to think, that Drake would actually have, but I could see that, since Drake is petty like that, and he does have that lawsuit. Ain't no telling what he has in the lawsuit that could have forced their hand
Yeah,
to drop Pusha T and the
yeah,
clips.
yeah.
You
You
know what I'm
never
saying?
know. You never know with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Till all the court documents and all that get released and all, you never know.
yeah. Now the backstory, that Pusha T is the one that broke the news about Drake's son. Remember
Yeah,
that? And
yeah.
so
That was the biggest thing about it. Yeah, Drake
Drake ain't
basically waved a
forgot
white
that.
flag after that.
He
Yeah,
ain't
hell
forgot
no.
that.
He was basically forced to wave the white flag and deal with some personal shit after he outed him like that. So
Yeah.
you know, he still that's just like somebody you beat up real bad back in the day. They gonna see you again and they ain't gonna forget.
No, they
You
ain't
know
gonna
what I'm
forget.
saying? So
Uh-uh.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
that
gonna get
that's
some get back.
I feel like I don't know. I just think he did have something to do with it, even if it was indirectly, like you say. Even if it was
Yeah.
just something that he put into the lawsuit or something he said to them in an agreement. Maybe that's something they had to do, so he agreed to drop the lawsuit or some shit. You never know. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
you never know, bro. You never nowadays with how how the behind the scenes stuff after certain stuff come out. It's like, yo,
yeah,
you never know what be going on for real. So yeah,
right. Um, we got another one that's kind of DDG and Haley or Haley. Is it Haley or Haley Bailey?
I think it's Haley,
I think it's
but
Haley Bailey, right?
yeah,
Uh so DDG claims Haley Bailey took his gun after a threat, and he had text messages of her saying that she was gonna do self-harm, accusing him of cheating.
man.
He accused her of emotional and psychological risk. This situation here is
It's
crazy.
getting crazy, bro. It's getting crazy. But at the same time, we can't pretend like we don't know somebody, especially being growing up black, seem like we
Exactly.
seen this type of stuff kick off all the time in the hood.
That's true.
So it's you know what I'm saying? Like it's a shame that even the I guess quote unquote rich and famous supposed to be looked at in a different light or whatever, but they just regular young black people too, and they probably ain't learned nothing different. And I just seen some clips of this young lady, with some of the shit that she done said just on some candid, laughing and playing, type shit. Like this little girl crazy.
Man, say
This little motherfucker is a nutball, bro.
it
Nah,
it
hell
ain't just
nah.
all on him.
It ain't. I don't think it's really him at all. Like he may have cheated or did some little shit like that, some regular shit. But all the
Yeah.
extra shit, nah, this motherfucker's crazy, bro.
Yeah, see, this go back to my point I be making about when they use the kids as weapons. That's again another thing
Hmm.
that you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. So now they fighting. They
yeah.
got a petition, for sole custody. They both fighting for that. In the filing, DDG made several concerning claims about Bailey and shared alleged text exchanges the two had, in which the actress and singer allegedly threatened to take her own life over
Yeah.
their relationship, over the disintegration of their relationship. And
Cuckoo for motherfucking Cocoa Puffs, bro.
he said she physically abused
Hey,
him and secretly was tracking his movements by placing air tags on his vehicles.
Boy, say. But she says all of this though. This type of shit, like she has said this out loud, joking, playing with her family, stuff like that. Like clips have come out of this girl like saying this, like this how I am. I hope you ain't on, like you know what I'm saying, like so.
Bro,
Too
if
many, too many
Cuckoo for
times,
Cocoa
dudes be.
Puffs was a person,
Yeah, and I heard from the beginning he was going for 50-50 custody at first. He was. She
yeah.
was going for full custody. But then after all this came out with all this, I'ma kill myself and all this crazy stuff, he was like, I feel like you unsafe for the child. And I mean, if somebody talking about deleting themselves or,
Why would I
I'm
want my
not leaving
child
my
with you?
child with you.
Hell
Yeah,
no.
no,
I don't
you
know what mental
unstable.
state you in. You might want to take the child with you.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. So nah, we
Mm-mm.
gotta get that child up out of there. That's crazy. At least some
Yeah.
type of supervision, because it's too many times where the man can just be alleged to do something, and you know what I'm saying. He get removed. You got to do this, that, and the third, and gotta do all
Yep.
this court shit to even see the child again.
Yep.
But when the mama ready to, you know what I'm saying, do some crazy shit, it's all good, man.
Yeah.
That shit
They'll
crazy,
just send her
bro.
to rehab or something for a little bit or go talk to a therapist and then she can get her kids back. But the father got to jump through hoops just to see
If
get
you know how
visitation with
hard
his
it
kids.
is, just to get them to the point of forcing her to any rehab, anything.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be a struggle just to get them to acknowledge that it's a problem.
And that's the
So
problem. They don't want to
that's a big
acknowledge the
problem
problem because then it'll put them at fault, which no woman for some reason believes they are at fault. I don't have no idea why.
for nothing,
For
bro.
nothing. Men are
It's a
forced to take their fault. We don't have a choice in a lot of our situations. But when it comes to women, there's no accountability. There's no
none,
responsibility for nothing that they've done.
none,
Their
none. They're not
actions,
forced to.
no. Society has made it that way, and now it's becoming a major problem, especially within the black community. But you know what's crazy? I was talking to my coworker, bro.
Becoming it being,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it being.
Look, I was talking to my coworker, right? He Hispanic, and he was just talking about, we had got to talk about females and stuff like that. So he was talking about, yeah, man, they expect you to do this and have money, and then they don't want to cook, and I'm sitting there listening, and I'm like, I said, you fuck with black women? He was like, nah. He said, hell, that's in our community too. I say, well,
It's a culture thing in America,
it's the
bro. It's not a.
mentality of these
Yeah,
American women, period, today.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Like
just,
I was talking to my cousin yesterday, I believe. And man, I was just right now we going through a shift in the dynamics between men and women in America,
yeah,
right? It could spread all over the world at some point, but right now the nucleus is in America where women are so empowered and so emboldened by everything because everything men provide is a paid service now. So,
yeah.
it's just like go to work and you can pay for everything you want to do. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Or everything you need. You know what I'm saying? So it's more like, and by default, women are conditioned to eliminate men as much as possible, right? It's like a selection process thing. So now that they don't have a reason to have a man around at all, they rather be dolo by
Yeah,
themselves. So you know what I'm saying? Like at this point, it's like I've 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 understood the the men's point of view of we telling y'all what the problem is so y'all can fix it. But women, that's not what they want.
right.
So that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not gonna fix it for them because that's not what they want. So we gotta fall back and just let them. Women are in a preteen phase of adulthood because they just now getting rights and doing everything on their own. So we gotta let them, you know what I'm saying, figure out how they want to be adults by themselves. We gotta just let them go through it. We
Yeah,
can't we can't
some of
force
it,
it. We
because it
can't
ain't gonna
keep
be
we
no
can't
change
keep
in some
bitching
of their
at them.
minds. Some of them,
We can't keep bitching at them. We gotta
nah.
let them see it.
Well, that ain't gonna, yeah, because that ain't gonna get us nowhere as men, for one.
Nowhere,
You know what I'm saying?
nowhere.
Because majority of them, they are who they are at this point, and
It's
there's
over
no
with, bro.
changing that. There's no changing that.
None,
So I agree.
none.
Those right there, we gotta let them be, and the ones that who are like what we expect or whatever, that's who we focus on. That's who we should focus.
Man, we gotta focus on these babies. I don't give a damn about these grown ass people. Focus on these kids.
Yeah, but you
Teach these
can't
little
focus
kids
on
right.
them without the influence of the parents. So you got to
Little kids grow up and
at
see
some
what
point.
and see and understand what's going on. If you leave the ones alone that we was just talking about, leave those and let them figure it out on their own. Kids will grow up and see what's going on at some point. You know what I'm saying? And but as men, we gotta stop planting them seeds in them.
That's
That's
yeah,
our
that's where it
that's
starts.
us.
That's where it
That's
starts.
what I'm saying.
But the
So
thing
we gotta
is, you
stop
don't know who you plant the seed in until afterwards,
until after what?
after the baby is born, because you don't know what type of
Well,
mother
at
she
that point, you're
is
supposed to
until
be
after.
married to this person, and you're supposed to have an understanding of this person. That's what you're
You
supposed to
would
do.
think. But the
That's what you're
thing
supposed to do.
is, see, the thing is, they can play these roles for up to several years before there are signs.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people can do that. Period, men and women. So it's just
Yeah,
about
but I'm
trying to
saying
learn
like
and
as far
understand who you're
as
dealing with.
as far as the marriage thing and all that, say you get married after 2 years or 3 years, you really still don't know that person. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
So a lot of the times when a person married them or have a baby by them, they still really don't know them until after the fact, because you don't know a person how they gonna be during marriage until after you done married them. Then you be like, damn,
Yeah.
this ain't
And
really.
then shit change anyway. You know, women be on that I've outgrown shit. So you know they be 5, 10 years, they be on to something different anyway. So low key, marriage is a question mark on some scales
That's why.
because of this growth thing that and it's no beef if that's how if you feel like you've outgrown things and things like that, but they be wanting everything around them to grow in the same way they do, so everything stays comfortable for them.
Bro,
And
and a
it's
lot of
like
times they ain't
I
really
don't
outgrown nothing.
ain't outgrown up.
They
They
just
opinions have changed about some shit. They
that's all
ain't
they be.
grown shit.
You just done
But
changed your mind about how you
no
think about this.
disrespect, no disrespect.
I
I ain't
don't-
trying to come for nobody here. You feel me? But
Shit,
I'm just
tonight is that night. Damn it.
I feel you, shit. I feel you, cause it be getting a little crazy though, bro. Like it be some of the double standards. I've always since a young dude always had an issue with the double standard shit. Like I hate the
Yeah.
double standard shit that goes on, bro, with a lot of this shit. And
That's
it's like the level of delusion. Like I don't know if it's like reverse psychology to where it's like you say it to where you convince yourself that you think this is right, but you bold face ass wrong. And then you got to break shit down to them like they're a kid, and for them to still not admit shit.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it just be a headache and a half sometimes. But
So
hey,
do you
you know what I'm
think
saying?
that it would be possible, say we did focus on the kids, even the ones that got the fucked up mothers.
Hmm.
Do you think it would still be possible to get them to have the mindset that you want them to have with that type of influence in the house?
I mean, you can't guarantee nothing like that. I mean, yeah, no, you can't. There's no way of saying that for real because each child is going to be different a little bit. So all we can do is try our best to give them the information and try to show them examples. Like little kids want structure. Like little kids want structure, and they look for different examples of who they want to be. Children don't have a thought at all. They just see things and mimic things, and life starts for them that way. It just, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, kind of snowballs.
They just
So
do
you
what they
gotta
see.
give them, you gotta put as many examples in front of them for them to pattern themselves after as possible. That's how you get them. Like any little kid that you see, male or female, find something that they're interested in and just put as many examples, many in that field as you can. As many mentors and teachers and whatever else, schooling, friends, everything in that, whatever they interested in, and let them grow from there. That's how I think it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, true enough, home life do really matter, but I'm a product of it. A whole lot of people I know is a product of it. It's just a matter of as we grew, what we saw we wanted to pattern ourselves after. That's what mattered more than really anything. Yeah, your starting block does matter, and what you keep having to go back to does matter. But at some point, when you become an adult, you shake all that shit and you go and find your own and start your own path on how you want to conduct life. You know what I'm saying? And we got to really bank on that part. Fuck these grown motherfuckers who's already down the wrong path and ain't trying to go back. We can't worry about them. They kids. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's that poor example that they are. You got to put some other examples in front of them, whether that be at school, after school programs, sports, anything, debate, you know what I'm saying? Anything, any type of trade, put
I,
some examples, some positive examples in front of.
I agree with that. I think that's a lot easier for boys, being that you can put them in sports and so much other things like that, that they have coaches
No,
around that can be an influence. You know what I'm saying? But for girls, it's kind of a little more difficult because a lot of times the girls coach at like a high school or something like that is a male. You know what I'm saying? And so they don't
nah,
all they really have is maybe they mama, that they look to, if they don't have nothing else outside of that. So as far as daughters go, how would you do it that way?
um, I kind of
Being that a lot of,
fundamentally this
because a lot of daughters do, they mimic what they see from their mama, and that's where a lot of that comes from.
kinda sorta. I kind of disagree fundamentally as far as there as girls not having examples. Like maybe not always in sports specifically, but that is changing. More women for sure in leadership roles when it comes to girls sports, female sports. But it don't have to be sports. It really the specific activity doesn't matter
No, I
as
just
long as you
named
have.
sports as an example for boys, but I was saying girls
Yeah.
don't really. I mean, even outside of sports, the only thing they really have is cheerleading, or like
Well, that's that's
they
that's
don't
a
look up to
that's a
teachers like that, so they're not going.
no, but they look up to each other. Women are a lot more communal than men are,
Okay,
just
but
by
what I'm
default.
saying is, okay, say you got little kids though, they
Mhm.
gon' little girls, a group of little girls, they gonna look towards their mama for a role
Hold
model.
on, real quick.
That's
Hold on, real quick. Hold on.
that's gonna be their closest. That's gonna, in my opinion, that's gonna be their closest role model. We had at the beginning of
Yo,
this, we had 17,352 subscribers.
sorry,
If you
a podcast
haven't
on my
subscribed,
phone.
subscribe to the show,
Okay.
like it,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
uh,
They just know
share this so
they're
we can get into the algorithm.
concerned with you
Trying to
stopping
get
right
this
here. I want
thing
to see y'all
going for you
outside.
guys.
Yeah, I was.
Appreciate y'all tuning
I'm,
in.
I'm on my way to
What is
deliver
this?
a load down in Kentucky. I got
This
the
thing
thing
is
right
on.
here. And I do a podcast just on my downtime or whatever, and I just pull it up and do a podcast. Okay, a podcast with that. Yes, okay. There's the
Must be
next
an
exit.
officer.
If you take a left, there's like a little truck stop there. It's cool to do it there, but you should be doing it at the way station here. All right, bro. I gotta move like right now. Yeah. All right.
Must be like a police officer.
There's no one to you with all the trucks coming through. Okay. Yeah. See anything else? No, you're good. All right.
Who's that? The police? But
They done came and hated on me real quick. They done interrupted my live with this silly shit.
who is that?
Them laws come. We get to talking that positive shit, and who come harassing.
Yeah, you know how they go.
We just want to be nosy. What do you want, bro?
He just seeing what you were doing, pulled up. He probably thought you was doing some drugs or some shit.
Yeah, yeah. But
You got to move.
they got a nit. Yeah, they got a nitpick, so they want me to just move to another spot.
You
Do
know
some
how they go.
unnecessary shit, bro. Yeah, you know how that go. Fuck them though.
But
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
we can keep doing our thing though. For real.
I was telling the chat we are up to 17,352 subscribers now.
Yes, sir.
We growing slowly. We just got to get these watch hours going. Hopefully they continue to watch us and stuff like that, because this algorithm is different, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you have certain people that watch certain things. Like shorts, people love the shorts, the long form
Right.
videos, the
Right.
lives. Like, it's weird. So if you it's different than TikTok. So if you get your following from shorts, it's gonna cause a problem with your long form video, because the
Right.
long
Right.
form followers, it's basically like starting all the way over. Even with the lives, it's like starting over, and you got to build that following up.
Right. Right. Yeah,
I
just
don't.
like that last guy that we was talking to, the last live that we did. You know what I'm saying? He was pretty much stuck on saying he wasn't going to TikTok at all for
Nah,
nothing.
he said he's staying on YouTube.
Yeah, he's staying on YouTube. He ain't doing nothing else.
They
So
don't
yeah,
cross
yeah,
over.
that's how that go.
People don't like
Yeah,
to
no,
cross
for
over.
real.
Wherever they
That's
get
what's up.
their info, that's where they like to stick to. They like to, some
Yeah.
people like specifically like TikTok. Some don't.
Mm.
Uh, but we are at, what were we talking about? We was talking about DDG and Haley Bailey. Uh,
Doing some crazy stuff, but it's probably young chicks when they get their heart broke for the first time or early on, they get spazzing, bro. That's how that goes sometimes.
And she really started tripping when he put out a tweet and said "Sexy Red top 5 female rapper all time." So that, after she
Why does that
saw
cause
that,
an issue?
I I don't I don't understand.
Like, right? Like, does she rap? Is she offended that he didn't say her?
I don't know. I
You know
don't
what I'm
even think she
saying?
got no kind of talent, because I ain't never heard of nothing to this situation.
Well,
But
no, she played the Little Mermaid. She an actress.
yeah, nobody like that shit.
Well, yeah, I didn't go see it or I ain't seen none of it, so
You
I
know,
don't know.
one thing that I do agree with some shit that the white people be saying about that, it's the race changing. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things it's okay to leave it like it was. You don't have to
Right?
try to
Yeah.
cater to black people by making the Little Mermaid black, or by
I mean, we didn't push for it so much. We pushed for the wrong shit to begin with. But you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? We pushed to be so super inclusive about everything. You know what I'm saying? We got to see gay shit everywhere. We got to see black people everywhere. We got to see women everywhere. We got to see midgets everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got to try to get everybody in there so people ain't riding and tripping on them. So,
But
you know what I'm
like,
saying? That's just how it
characters
go
like
right now.
that, characters like that are iconic from our childhood,
Right,
especially. Leave them how they was,
right,
just like they did with the original Lion King when they remade it. Did the songs
right,
different. Nobody liked that
right.
shit.
Nobody
Everybody
want
was
to hear that
expecting it
bullshit.
to be, yeah, like, leave the shit alone. Now they talking about,
Identical remake. That's what we wanted. An
that,
identical remake of The Lion
exactly.
King, damn it.
You should have brought back
Shit.
what we grew up on in a live action form. That's all it should have been.
Right.
And it would have been the number
Right.
one movie again. But no,
Hmm.
they always gotta fuck shit up and think they modernizing something.
Right.
Uh
Right.
and they ain't doing nothing but making it worse. But so the interaction took an even darker turn when Bailey allegedly begged DDG to take Halo and accusing her then boyfriend of wanting her to die. She this is a weird situation. This one and Megan with Tory. These are two
What,
situations that would have women being looked at totally different now.
bro? I'm gonna say this, and I've said it before, and I don't mean it for every single individual woman, but
Mhm.
bro, black women are government agents towards the black community at this point. I mean, just look at what we're talking about, bro. I'm sorry, but to some degree, black women are being used by the government towards black men in the community. What else can you attribute it to at this point?
Yeah. And that's what that's what goes back to my point, saying that it's like, when I hear people say that black women are the cause of the downfall of the black community, when you sit back and you look at a lot of stuff, I can't. I mean, I know we do our thing as far as the killing each other and the gang violence stuff like that, but who
Mm-mm.
raised them? Who brought? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
eh,
I can't point the
and a lot.
finger as the cause of it, as the start of it.
No,
I won't
I ain't
point
talking
the
about the
finger.
start. They talk about now
They
as far
perpetuate it
as
though, and that's what I mean.
this whole black fatigue movement. You
Hmm.
know, because that's what's going around, going viral right now is this whole black fatigue shit, which I had already
Right,
explained where the original term black fatigue came from. They just hijacked it like they do everything else. But
right.
they're saying black women are the cause of this new black fatigue movement because of how they act in restaurants, because of how they act in public. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you sit back and you see a lot of the videos, and another one we're gonna talk about here in a minute, a video of all black women. Uh,
Hmm.
but when you sit back and you see a lot of the videos, it's them now.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I got two takes on that though. Like, is that like as everything else in America propaganda, bro? Is that just like police shootings? How it always, ironically, police shootings start popping up all over algorithms and news feeds and all everything like that. So they could
Every
be
four
getting all the
years.
shine right now. Uh, as far as that go, but I mean, they definitely holding a part in it, but they didn't start it. You know what I'm saying? So, but they maintaining it just like the men are. I don't think it's
Who
one
started it?
necessarily over the American government.
Oh, you talking about in that sense?
And
Yeah,
period, yeah,
I
they've
get that
been
part because that was
we
the
have been
design.
used.
That was the
Black
design of
men
the
have been
system.
used against our community, and now it's shifted to black women being used against the community. Because
It's
black
I,
men,
I don't think it's shifted. They have always been the target since the civil rights movement, the Fair
I think maybe
Housing
even
Act.
since slavery. I
All
think since
yeah,
slavery. Yeah,
I
just
agree.
how you raise children. Yeah,
Yep. Because if you attack the mother, you attack the household. Because in most
yeah.
households, the mother is the foundation. The father is like the flooring and the walls is the father, but he ain't shit without that roof over. And the mother
How I
brings the
look at
roof.
Right. How I look at men and women in that dynamic in life is like, think of, coloring something like the outline of whatever picture you want to draw is men. We are the structure, we are the outline, we keep shit
Mhm.
together. Women are the coloring on the inside of it. If you take away the structure, all it is just coloring and dribbling everywhere. That's what they doing right now in society. They just doing whatever the fuck, however the
They
fuck,
just scribbling.
and it don't matter.
They ain't even
But
staying in the
they
lines or nothing.
they need that male structure to stay in the line so it can be a beautiful picture of what they're trying to paint.
But
But
do
they
they
don't
want
have
it?
the structure. They don't know what the fuck they want. They don't know how to.
They don't.
They
That's
don't
no
know how to
doubt.
love themselves most of the time. They insecure a lot of the time. Like it seems like the most attractive women are the most insecure. Even, you know what I'm saying? The women who get the most attention is the most insecure. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think that's another reason why they need men in their life because women don't garner self esteem. They don't garner self love. They don't know how to love. I don't. That's why everything is so transactional with them. I think. You know what I'm saying? Like men have to perform in order to get their attention. Like
Yeah.
it's not really for the person until after a while sometimes. And even then, most of the time, what's usually the narrative? The woman is tired of the man because of who he is. That's usually how it go.
Yeah.
Because he does this, he scratches nuts, he walk around the house like this, or he don't do that. Shit, he ain't never did. The type of person he had never been before. But now all of a sudden it's a problem.
Yeah.
What do we? So you know what I'm saying? And then they grow and change, and they want everything around them to grow and change with them. Like I said, so they can stay comfortable. So that's just what we're dealing with right now. I don't full out blame them for it because I think just human nature, they don't have nothing else for real. That's why they need us in that aspect. We need them for other reasons, but it's less. it's less important. Like again, going back to that picture, like if I have a picture, the outline of a picture, the structure of a picture, you know what it is. You can
Right.
function with that. It's just black and white. It ain't no color to it. The opposite, if you take away all the structure and the outline of that picture and you just get to coloring, it's just a bunch of color. You don't know what the fuck that is. It's just colorful.
They're like a bunch of scribble.
So,
I
you know,
came
what
across
we
this.
bring,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just this last point, what we bring is necessary, is mandatory. What they bring is not always that. They bring feelings and emotion and yada yada yada. That's not necessary to life. That's why when they leave the household, shit goes bad. When men leave the household, it may not always be pretty, but it's functional and it gets the job done
That's the
regardless.
thing with men. Men get they men do what they need to do to get the job done.
Regardless, fuck some feelings. Fuck how what you
We
want to
go
say. Like
whatever
for me,
corners we gonna cut out, all of that just to get
I'm
to it.
I'm gonna give this one example, bro. I'm gonna give this one example, bro. Like I had a daughter, right, for like 4 years. You know what I'm saying? It came out that she wasn't mine, whatever, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? When I found out that I had one though, thinking that she was mine, it's like my first thought is, who can I put in front of her to make sure that, I know what I'm doing on my end and she's taken care of. Like, hair shit, you know, women are different. They whole body is, that type of thing. So no matter what I feel about it, because a lot of women feel like people take over their parenting and they feel threatened by that. Like for me, I don't give a damn long as this my daughter's taken care of. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care what the emotion behind it is. You know what I'm saying? Long as I know this was the right move. So I think that's a fundamental difference, and I'll land it there, bro.
I seen this that reminded me of something. I had seen this post where this lady was talking about. It was about a dude. I think the father had actually posted it. He went to go buy his. Now she got 4 kids total, but only one his. He went to go buy his kids some food. Didn't
I
bring the
seen
rest.
that. I seen that. I
He
seen
was
that.
pissed, calling him all kind of this and that. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
look, I've been in that situation before. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I've been on both sides of it. I've brought food for everybody, then I've only brought food for mine. You know what I'm saying? But I
yeah,
think it was a little different for me because I have done before brought food for
yeah,
all, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I never got that, but I understood where he was coming from. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because like he said, that those are not his kids. I'm not
Right.
responsible for the rest of your kids. I'm responsible for mine.
Right.
So if I'm making
Mine.
sure
Yeah.
mine eat, it's on you for the rest of the other ones. That's your job.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
So funny though, bro. On one hand, I agree because this is opinion based, really. Like there's no structured yes, no, right or wrong to that. Like this is a decision that he made. Like men taking on children that aren't theirs is a decision.
yeah,
Like, and at any point, we have the right to revoke that decision for any reason. Like, they didn't come out of my nutsack. They're not mine. So,
especially if
but
y'all not together.
right, but I do want to add this though, going back to what we was just talking about, as far as what we need each other for. Men need women for that more humanitarian, consider other people aspect a little bit. Because if it was just men, we would be out here thumping and fighting about everything. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll be a little less, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a little less caring and civilized on the not every man for itself type of tip. You know what I'm saying? It brings some type of compassion for other people. If it was just men, we wouldn't give a fuck about none of these other niggas. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's how they benefit us as a people.
To women,
So yeah,
I
yeah.
think
I just want to make sure I threw that in
we do need the feminine side of things because if it
there.
was just masculine all the time, like you say, everything would be war, all chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Because dudes get tired of each other, and that's
yeah,
that's the next step once you start getting
yeah,
to that point. But
And we kind of minimalists in some regard. So we
yeah,
wouldn't be building nothing for nobody else. Like we only build it for women. And it's funny they always complain about them being last on the totem pole, but literally men have built the world for women.
for
So
women,
stop complaining. Stop
everything a
complaining.
man does
Fuck.
is for a woman. Or
Stop
if that's his
complaining.
choice, whatever his choice
Yeah.
is, everything he do is
Right.
for that his partner. Like,
Hmm.
you're not buying that certain type of car just to be buying it. You're not buying these clothes and jewelry and shit just to be buying it. You buying it for women, unless
You, men develop the world for women to make it for resources and for women.
But
That's
women
it.
say they don't need men for nothing. But we literally built this world just so they can be comfortable.
If men didn't create the businesses that service them, that replaces the men in their personal life,
The
they still
system that
need it.
they benefit from, the very
Come
system
on
that
now.
they benefit from.
It's made by the men that they complaining about.
Yeah. I read this article from the Manhattan Institute. I came across it. It's by John H. McWhorter, but it's about
Okay.
Bob Herbert. And it said that he wrote a New York Times editorial calling on more black fathers to play a part in their children's lives. Uh, One letter in response summed up what many consider the enlightened view on Black America. He says, Black America's problems are insurmountable by any individual. 70% of Black children are born out of wedlock. 94% of those who murder Blacks will be Black. Uh, where I go? 3 in 5 high school dropouts will have done time by their 30s. And these trends will continue until a vast restructuring of the economy amid a second civil rights revolution. He also says this view is well entrenched among academics, but Black Americans themselves are increasingly impatient with the idea that for Black people and only us, an unlevel playing field is an excuse for failure and chaos. We're the only ones that use that as an excuse. Do you think that in today's time, do you think he had a point that we're just using that as an excuse now?
Um, I'm gonna say I'm kind of in the middle of the road with that. Kind of yes and no. Like
Yeah.
again, the same way I was talking about with the women, as far as they're just now being liberated, really. So the the complete freedom of choice is new. So you understand, like even growing up as a child, once you get that first taste of freedom, you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It takes some experience to really make good decisions. So I think black people as a whole, we're still very fresh, especially in America. We are still very fresh to really, really making our own decisions and being able to not be like physically attacked for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you hear about the mayor down in Tulsa who trying to get the reparations thing going? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Tulsa massacres and all these other places where trade jobs where black people took over the trade industry and we was booming. Like they attacked us for that. You know what I'm saying? And they destroyed us for that. So now we finally got to a place where now we can really start making those decisions and it'll be okay, we think, but no other point in history were we allowed to do that and not be attacked for it. So it's like there's a concept of putting fleas in a jar, right? If you put a flea in a jar and you put the top on it, they'll jump and hit the top. When you untwist the top and take it off, they still only jump as high as that lid was because that's what they've been used to their whole life.
Mhm.
So at this point, I think that's kind of what's happening with black people, and it's going to take a little bit more time for us to get to a point as a group of maturity of this is we can't keep doing this
Bro, we,
because
we
the
was already at that point. We done regressed from that.
but
This,
because of what I just said, we got attacked for it. If you as a child, when your mama
by
said not to
who?
do something, listen to me. When your mama said not to do something and you did it anyway, and she beat your ass, did you stop doing it? Yes. As a group of people, when when the white government is like, y'all better not come with no uprising shit, Malcolm X and all y'all Black Panther folks, don't you do it. And we did it anyway. What they do? They deleted them. They ended that. They punished us for it. They destroyed it. They burned it down. so we don't do it no more. It's a psychological game they playing. Like, so
But
we
they
have to now
shifted
learn.
that's because the focus was shifted from politics to chasing money, and that's how they
Yeah,
was able to do it.
I
When they
get you.
yeah,
I
it's
get you.
I mean I agree with what you're saying, but I think that a lot of this is our fault. A lot of
It
it
is
is
now.
today.
The jar, the top is off the jar. We got to learn to jump past that lid. We
Yeah,
got to start getting past that. Yeah. But we
yeah,
just now understanding that it's okay to do, because they threw, when they destroyed us with the Tulsa shit and all that all across America, and then they immediately came in with the uh the government assistance type shit, and then immediately came in with crack and destroyed our community. You got to think we still dealing with the ramifications of crack. Like, we still got parents and grandparents and kids who was born in that era, that was really struggling with that, going to jail and all this other shit. Like, we still
yeah,
trying to,
yeah.
as a
But
group, we trying to get past that as a group.
it's
It's
not.
not
It's not
individual.
as well. I don't think it's just. I see what you're saying. You're saying just as far as the drugs, period. Because we still,
All of it. It's a
we
whole
really not.
concoction of it together.
Yeah, they done switched it from that. Now weed is the new crack. Weed is now what crack was back then. Because crack, cocaine, and all that was a party drug. It wasn't looked at the way it's looked at now, and that's why it was so easy for them to get hooked on it. When you talk to a lot of them back then, it was looked at totally different because it wasn't crack until the '90s. Back then, it was freebasing, where they was snorting it or using it
Yeah.
off a spoon and pulling it
Yeah,
out
that
with
was
a
coke.
yeah, that's what I'm
There's a
saying.
difference between
They
coke and crack.
they
Yeah.
didn't bring crack until the '90s because it was heroin that was the big thing at first.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah,
crack came. But
yeah.
they figured out a way to infiltrate the black community without having to physically go into the black community. And ever since then, like you say, we've been lost ever since then because a lot of our elders got on it or just stopped focusing on the teaching and all of that because a lot of the people stopped listening. And they felt like,
Integration fucked us over, bro. I think outside of slavery, that was the next. If we looking at a start, because you were saying like what started our
it started
downfall,
with
integration,
desegregation.
desegregation. Yeah,
We was
integrating with
we
these
was
motherfuckers, bro.
good doing our own thing because we owned
We
all
was
our own
cool.
shit. We owned everything of ours. Once they brought us out of that and made everybody want to be white and all of that shit, that's when everything changed for us because they were able to change how we were educated, how we
Hmm.
learned. They took certain shit away from us, and then they changed the discipline in the household to where you remember in the
They
'90s
surrounded us.
they gave us that hotline number to call and all that shit. We thought that was gonna help us,
Yeah.
and nobody ever
Shit,
showed up.
bullshit. Yeah, I ain't calling a damn thing, bro. Hell
She
no,
got
I'd
your
be
ass
waiting for
beat
that.
even more.
Yeah, boy, you be dead before they get
Shit,
there.
yeah.
So yeah, nah, but yeah, but I really feel like, man, it's been a game, bro. It's been constant meddling, and
Yeah,
like,
I
the more
agree.
I learn about what's going on in Africa, bro, they doing the same thing. Like, they treating us really the same. They do it on a larger scale over there, but it's just manipulation, traps, and they surrounded us with their everything. So now we gotta. I was thinking about this earlier. Just a quick sidebar. Can you imagine somebody coming and doing something to you, coming to hit you in your face, and then they draw up a piece of paper and say, "Hey, this piece of paper say you can't hit me,"
Yeah,
and
that's
we
the
gotta
system.
and we gotta and we gotta abide by that shit because this piece of paper said, this contract said we
Yeah,
gotta do this.
that's the
Can you
system.
imagine like, who the fuck fell for that the first time?
Now I killed
Like,
all
hey,
your ancestors. I hung them on trees and all that. But hey, you can't do nothing back to us.
you know what I'm
'Cause you
saying?
going to jail. Cause we built the jails for you. So just in case you want to
Like,
retaliate.
what the like, bro? That's a
It's a
cold
crazy system.
game,
And
bro.
so with that being said, because that was gonna bring me to my next topic. It's crazy how you leading it into it. Black women are the most educated demographic. That's what it said. That's the stats. Now, do
Okay.
you think that's being done purposely? Black men are being targeted by the system, or is that black men's fault for not focusing more on their own education? Ah, this nigga froze. You froze? He might be done dropped him out. Chat, what y'all think? Y'all been kind of dead tonight. There's a few of y'all still in here. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Do y'all think it's a system designed to target black men, or is it just black men's fault today? Or are they their own problem? This is another article, still the same, another paragraph from that article from Bob Herbert. And he said that he knows racism is still out there, urging blacks to open small businesses the way they used to. Oh, where you go? Maybe it'll come back in. Maybe his phone died. You can talk about institutional racism all you want, but black-owned businesses have faded, even as institutional racism has lessened. They are aware the criminal justice system is not always fair to blacks, but that still, back in the 1950s, there were twice as many white people in prison as black. We're not saying there's no discrimination or racial profiling today, but there is less than there was in 1950. I mean, that's true too. I agree with that. But at the same time, I feel like I don't think, in my opinion, just basing off what I've seen in my experience, I don't believe that there's a system holding us back now because there's no need for it. We holding ourselves back at this point. And I think that that's what the problem is, and we're still using that as an excuse in today's time, but it's no longer an excuse for us. For people truly interested in moving ahead, instances of racist bias are not excuses. They're simply hurdles to jump, and they can be jumped. I agree. If we focused on helping each other instead of focusing on being each other's ops, I think that's where everything will start changing with us. But that's the problem. Everybody want to have an op today. I don't know why. Everybody want to have an enemy, and everybody want to be each other's ops. But if we start focusing on uniting, then I think that'll change everything. I was just keeping it going. We can't even hear you.
Oh yeah, it
Oh,
should be coming back in, bro.
there you go.
They don't want to see me make it, bro. How my damn phone temperature get too high?
Oh, I had to get me a one of them coolers for the back of my phone because that software,
Yeah, man,
yeah, that software had your shit hot as hell.
man. I'm back in the game though, bro. They ain't gonna keep me down, dog.
Yeah, I was just feeding them in a little more of this article that I had found. Where
Okay,
he was
bet.
talking about the institution. And I was just saying, like, a lot of it, I kind of agree with him. A lot of this now, it's on us because we
Hmm.
have the same resources that everybody else have. We got this
Right,
phone right here. Everybody got a
right.
phone, either iPhone or Samsung. It don't matter what it is. It's gonna do the
Uh huh.
same thing as somebody else's to do. You can research and learn about whatever it is you want to learn or whatever it is you need to learn about to get to going
Yeah.
wherever you're trying to go. I just feel
Uh
like
huh.
we don't want to do that. We don't want to sit down and read and watch hours of film and watch, you know what I'm saying? We want somebody to tell us the easy route because the system has made it so easy for us in certain instances, as far as like food stamps and, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like we
disagree with that.
not really having to work. What's that?
I disagree with that, bro. I think now, especially with the youth, the ones that's in their 20s and stuff like that, building the black community is just not really their focus. Like black people get money. Like
No,
black people,
it is. We just don't have nobody that's a Martin or a Malcolm right now. That's what's been our problem.
that's not going. That's what I'm saying. Like black community is not the focus. Getting money is the focus. You give a damn about nobody else. It's getting money is the focus, and that's the
Yeah.
focus
That's
amongst
because that's the
not just.
trend. But you got to
That's what
think
I'm saying.
that trend started with our generation because we the ones that started the hustling and the trapping shit in the 2000s.
Crack, the crack era.
Yeah.
That's where
What?
it started
Yeah.
because all the
This
mothers and the
podcast
fathers went to
political or something?
jail. and all the little kids started selling drugs. That's the first time like young kids I
Nah, we're
think
not
was really
political.
out there selling drugs like that, getting money. You know what I'm saying? It was a get money thing after the whole gangbang shit died off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
been for a while,
But
since
all
like
of
the
that,
mid
all
'90s.
that's why I still say it's our fault. Because if we
Yeah,
shift our focus
yeah,
to
we got the
that,
wrong mindset now.
yeah,
We got the
that's
wrong
that's what I'm
mindset now.
saying. We got it.
Yeah,
There's no excuses no more as
yeah,
far as somebody holding us back or the system design out because we're in the same
right,
system as everybody else now. There,
right, right. It's classism now. It's not racism.
it's
It's
not
not. Yeah,
racism no more. It's
it's
classism, and you
classism.
either
Yeah,
poor or you rich. And if you poor,
right.
everybody is looked at the same.
Right, right. But that kind of fundamentally destroys us as a people because it's not supposed to be about that.
No, it's not because we already on the poor side as it is. We
All of us.
started
We
from there.
we
So,
at the bottom talking shit about each other being poor.
but that's us. That's our problem
Right. That's a problem. That's
because
definitely a problem.
the thing is, we wasn't poor. We wasn't the poor. We was the richest city in the world at one point when Detroit was all black. Detroit was the richest city. We gave everything away. We sold everything. We you know what I'm saying? Like that
Well,
grandma's house that
they took all the infrastructure, the industry, the car industry came out of up out of Detroit. So that's what really happened. Like all the jobs went away. Is that on purpose? Maybe, but all the
yeah.
jobs went away, so it wasn't nothing else really going on. So, and black people really wasn't financial savvy enough to really learn how to go start your own shit and keep it going. Like they was dependent on the factories from the white man and his job. That's a problem. We got to
And
stop doing that.
instead of starting your own, well, no, they had their own shit. They sold it. That's what I'm saying. We had our own bus lines, our own theaters. We owned our own land, like everything, because a lot of shit was passed down. Once it hit a certain generation, that generation no longer wanted to be responsible for that shit. I seen it in my own family. Bro, my own
Yeah,
auntie them, my grandpa them
yeah,
land, their house and all that shit. They could have left that
yeah,
for us, but they
yeah.
sold it.
They sold it off. Yeah, you right. You right. You absolutely right about that.
We
It's a
had everything that we
yeah,
needed. But
yeah,
because they made it seem like going to the white level was a step up, we our shit was no longer good enough. Everybody wanted to ride
yeah.
the white bus instead of getting on the black man bus. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Go
right.
to the
Yeah,
white restaurant instead of the black. And these motherfuckers can't cook
yeah.
no way. So I didn't understand why.
Add the fuck all. How did
I
we
don't
get
understand
finessed
that
with this
part.
shit?
We
How
went
did
and
we get
sat at
finessed with
they
this shit?
countertops, got beat on, spit on, everything just to eat some shit filled with mayonnaise. I didn't
Don't
understand
even like what do we talk like honestly, I had this thought as a kid, but I didn't really come with it because it was supposed to be Martin Luther King and you can't really, you know what I'm saying, challenge, what he
right.
and I, but even as a kid, I'm looking at this movie where they sitting at this lunch counter and it's like they getting spit on and slapped and all this shit. I'm like, I'm so no disrespect, but white people food be nasty anyway. Like what? I don't even why are we going through this just to eat there?
That's
Like
exactly.
Big Mama food is fire. Why the fuck are we here? Go pay Big Mama to cook you something.
I mean,
So,
they fought
whatever.
to go sit at their restaurant. They just, I didn't understand that shit. Like they telling you got to come around back to get food through the kitchen. You got to drink from a separate water fountain. Why you want to? You had your
But
own shit.
but I'm gonna say this though, bro. Us as a people, you again, I think we're trying to grow as a nation of people. At that point in
Mhm.
time, we were infants. We were so dependent on them because we just came out of slavery not too long ago. We still so dependent on them for everything, like a child, like an infant, that we didn't know no better. Now we in our maybe pre-teens, teenage years, kind of, it's like kind of psychologically as a group to where we bucking them, and now it's more so we getting in trouble for bucking them the wrong way. So we gotta learn and grow up and learn how to navigate it the right way. So I think we just still young as a group of people. You know what I'm saying? Like individually, yeah, we have some individuals who get it and go, but as a collective group of people who have been held to such a crazy. it was illegal for us to learn how to read, bro.
I know. The only thing they could read was the Bible.
Come on, so we coming from that as a people. And it really still ain't been that long when you really think about the concept of time. So I think we at on one hand we gotta push harder and be smarter about it. It's time to grow up, but we still gotta give each other some leeway because we still learning how to do this shit. We have
We don't
been
have
it's
time to
been
give leeway no more.
man, we gotta give each other some leeway. Otherwise we gonna fight. We have to be able to do that. White
You
people give each other leeway.
but white people
Jewish
have
people give each
time
other
to give
leeway.
each other leeway. They have done it for so
Man,
long, bro. They've been
okay.
doing this for how long now? So they
What you
got
what you
time
think?
to give each other leeway. We don't.
What happens
We
when you
are.
kick a child out the house too early?
Oh, you talking about like that? No, I agree with that because 18, you ain't grown really.
No, I'm giving a it's example. It's an example of what I mean by us being a group of people. Like we're still young and we don't as a group of people, if we're forced out to figure it out and fend on our own, we're gonna go backwards first.
We've already backwards.
We're gonna go backwards some more. Right now, if we get to pushing each other like you know what I'm saying, we have to give each other some type of you know what I'm saying, or either that or we have to manipulate the people who is not really getting it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
the
we
that's the only choice you got because you don't have time to wait on them to catch up. We don't have to because we
okay.
already last in everything except athletics and entertainment. So
Yeah.
if we sitting up trying to wait on them, that'll be another lifetime. It'll take
So
two. Go
is
ahead.
that any different from how white people been moving since kind of the beginning of time? They felt they were so behind that they had to do whatever it took to catch up.
No, because at what point were they behind?
When they went into Africa and they saw that, and we gave them civilization and this, that, and the third, they can't function without Africa.
Okay, okay. Well, when you say
I'm talking about, and I'm not talking about recent history. I'm talking about period. As civilizations have gone through century after century after century, I'm saying 1,000, 2,000 years ago, what was Tom's like? I think Africa was the biggest player. You know what I'm saying? And they went into Europe and took that shit over. And Europe was feeling like we are behind, we are infants compared to where they are. And they devised a plot to switch to turn the tables.
so you think black people would have to do the same thing? Is devise a plot to switch the table? That's what I'm saying. That's
That's
why I
what we
say
got to do at that point.
we can't wait on those to catch up. It's a lot. It's millions already like-minded that's thinking like us already right now.
Yeah, so we just got to mobilize the ones that we got. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
I'm with that.
It's a dude. A couple dudes on TikTok hit me up, right? And that's what they talking about. One is out of Vegas, and the other one is out of Arizona. I want to say.
Hmm.
And they talking about they got some group of people out there that they trying to mobilize in each state. And I told them I was gonna focus on Texas. I mean, I ain't got to mobilize. We already got people that we know that's ready. That you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. So
yeah,
it's people out there, bro, that's on this shit. They just like
yeah.
I say, it let me know. Oh shit, they came back and won the game.
What happened?
Indiana, boy, damn, we don't talk sports on this one, but I got nigga Indiana done hit the thing, hit a three, came back and
And
done won the game with point 0.3 seconds left.
oh man, I ain't even watching the game right now. I'm on,
But
you know what I'm saying? You know I'm on the road, but yeah, that's
that
crazy.
let me
Dang.
know that we got people that's ready. Like I say, I believe they just waiting on somebody to step out there because you know how people are, especially black folks. We don't want to be the first one to jump out. But if you jump out there, I jump out there with you. But I
Yeah,
don't want to jump out there first because we scared we gonna jump out by ourselves.
right,
And that's what I
right.
I was telling them. I was like, because I had did a few videos about some shit, and I told them I was like, I don't mind, but I just want to make sure I ain't jumping out there by myself. You know what I'm saying?
This
Like,
is where I think some of the leeway we got to give each other. That's what I meant by
now
that.
I agree
Like
with that part. Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
got to be a little more compassionate with each other. Like, well, I understand, you know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to jump all the way out there, but we got to at least come up with something, a way, you know what I'm saying, on some underground railroad to communicate, you know what I'm saying, effectively, if coming out, you know what I'm saying, beating your chest out loud, on the internet or whatever, platform you want to use or whatever, gonna get you whacked a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to find a different way to go about it.
Yeah. That's why I say it's gonna take us focusing only on the ones that want to be a part of it.
I
And
think it'll
everybody
just
else that
spread.
catch up. It'll catch
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
It,
It'll just
it,
spread.
because it's gonna have to, like I always say, it's gonna have to become a trend. That's the
Yeah,
only way it spreads to us for some reason.
yeah. We are a communal people, bro. You know what I said? Just giving that example of two black people being out and about, something that y'all kind of both mutually got. You know what I'm saying? That we know we don't
Yeah.
have to even speak about it. We can just give each other a look, and you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So we just connected like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it got used against us, but we got to use that for our benefit now.
Um so we covered the inmates that had escaped. There was 10 inmates that escaped. It's down to three
Yeah.
that's left. There's three of them left. One
Mhm.
did a video. His name Antoine Massey. And he was saying that he was innocent. The system is corrupted and all of that. And he was saying that he was asking for help. I think he asked, I can't remember who all it was. I want to say 50 and some other people. But
Yeah.
that house that he did that video in, law enforcement ended up raiding it, thinking he was gonna still be there, which he would.
Mhm.
But it says that the home was raided after they were tipped off that it was the home where Antoine Massey recorded the video. Officials
Yeah.
said Massey was not there. They did find belongings believed to have been worn by him when the video was recorded. In the video, Massey claims is innocent, said he was let out of OJC, amongst other claims. Now, in the video, it's some interesting shit because he got some paperwork kind of
Yeah,
proving
I seen that. I seen
that,
that. Yeah,
yeah, what you think about that?
man. And where is they down in Louisiana, right?
Yeah. I
We
want to
know they
say, I
corrupt.
know the jail is Orleans jail, Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office, but I don't know if I
We know
guess
they
it's in New
corrupt down
Orleans.
there. We know
Yeah,
they
they,
corrupt down there.
yeah, yeah.
So he probably right, but he probably ain't gonna get away with it because
No, because they done locked
either
the
you didn't
witness
jump.
up. His key,
Yeah,
his key witness, they put her in jail, trying to
right.
say
But
she
it's
was helping
crazy
him.
though. In the video that he made, he said the witness is the person that was his what was that
His supposed to be victim, alleged
his
victim.
victim. Yeah, his alleged victim. So how does that happen?
So she's even saying that they're lying. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She's
So
saying it wasn't him, and she's trying to tell them, and they locked her up for trying to tell them that it's not him, and saying that she's helping him. Like, what the fuck?
crazy. Well, I wonder what the angle is. It got to be something that he got going on that they want him that bad.
Or it's
I
somebody else
guess.
that they trying to cover up, like that story that was in I want to say Missouri, with the black dude that had allegedly killed the reporter, but it was actually one of the sons of the CEO that allegedly did it. You know what I'm saying? And they covered it.
Damn.
No, one of the sons of the sheriff, and they covered it up from back then. Everybody
Yeah.
had proof. The family came out of the victim and said that it's not him, but they
Right.
still wanted to cover it up because
Mm.
it was that son of that sheriff. So they ended up still giving him the death penalty and executing him and everything. So
Dang.
it has happened before where
Yeah.
they'll cover some shit up to cover their own
Man, this
ass.
government, United States government, bro. I ain't gonna go too hard because I know, you can only say too much, but bro, we all know. We all know.
Yeah, yeah, that's a messed up situation. I
They
just
do
wonder
whatever
if
they want to do. They do whatever they want to do, and they don't care what nobody else feel about it.
yeah, and because they know all we gonna do is get out and march in the damn street anyway.
What we gonna do? Go to war?
Well, shit.
We
Then
still
they just
depend
gonna
on
call
them
the
for
National
everything,
Guard.
right?
Uh, the bodies of Quadir Lewis and Nazir Lewis were found.
Hmm.
That's a tragic story right there. I was
Yeah.
looking at that video earlier. I didn't really get to do too much research on it because I saw it last minute. But I was watching that video and I'm kind of trying to see what happened in that situation. What happened with that?
So basically, from what I know is, two young, the two twins or whatever, they're supposed to be catching a plane out of somewhere in Georgia. I don't think it was Atlanta, but somewhere in Georgia, and or no, was it Georgia?
Yeah, I remember it saying Georgia.
Yeah, so they were supposed to be catching a plane going somewhere, and it was somewhere close to a sundown town. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And those are still a such thing. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. Going over this road, I ain't gonna cap. I be wanting to come across it. I want them to play with me in that. Y'all gonna see me on the news. I want them to play with me.
Ain't gonna be like this boy done aired out this whole town.
I done aired out this whole motherfucking town. Somebody don't play with. But anyway, we ain't gonna get on that
Man,
positivity. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wish.
But I want I if I come through one of them, son, I want y'all to play with me like
You
that.
know, I be
But
seeing
anyway,
them videos and shit where it be the racist shit, and they always target women and kids. And I be like, why am I never around when some shit like that happens? Boy, I would
hmm
love to be around when
hmm
some shit.
the only time they'll kick something off is if police is around. If they kick when they kick something off with us, they got to go call the
Oh yeah,
police
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
police
yeah,
got
yeah.
a legal right to go ahead and knock us on off right then and there. But
Yeah.
outside of them, they don't want none of them problems.
No, they ain't gonna do nothing with us. Not black
But a-
men.
but
It's certain ones.
apparently it was and these was two young men, like young
Exactly.
young.
Exactly.
So apparently it was a firefighter that got uh 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 it's a person of interest. He ain't found guilty or charged with it yet, but I think he's in jail for it. It's a white
Yeah.
firefighter out of that town. And they
Yeah.
found him up on the hill and they found some evidence that led him back to this dude. So I don't know his name or nothing like that, but uh they said, he got strong ties to uh uh hate groups and stuff like that. White nationalist groups and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it's a sad situation, bro. It's a sad situation.
It's still, it's sad when you get on apps like Twitter and shit like that. You see how much racism still exists. You know what I'm saying? So even though you would think
Prejudice. How
you
much
would
prejudice still exists?
oh no, no. Hey, you been on Twitter?
Like, well, I
These
guess because
motherfuckers. See, this is where they get to really be who they want to be because they can hide behind these fake accounts and not have to deal with no consequences behind it. So you see a lot of them express what they really want to say about black people in these posts, in these comments. And it just lets you
uh-huh.
know that there's still a lot of racism that's still out there. There's still a lot of people that have hate for black people for no odd reason at all.
Yeah. Well, first I was saying prejudice because I just kind of want to be language is important. I'm learning language is important, and a lot of times we get to misnaming certain stuff, even though it's slight difference here and there, and that's how they really get us and keep us entrapped in all this silly stuff with these contracts and laws and all this other stuff. Like when you say prejudice, that's really more so what it is. Racism is if you're using resources to target people specifically. Now, certain people do.
That's what,
There is a such thing as that, but more specifically, person to person, like on internet and all that other stuff,
no,
that's
no,
just
no, no.
simply.
But I'm saying racism still exists.
I mean, the government is that.
The g-
That's what the government is right at this point. It's a whole system of that.
you think the government?
Individuals don't have to be racist anymore. They're prejudiced. They're bigoted, but they don't have to be racist anymore. The government does that for them. That's why we're at this whole point of classism now.
Yeah, but I don't think it's more of the government anymore. I think it is more individuals now because that's who are running the institutions that we need to be a part of. That's why we're
Like
being
what?
left out of.
Of like what?
What do we run? What institution do black people run?
What institutions have black people built to run it?
My point is that well, we had our own. They
They
gave
burned
them
them down.
away. They gave them
Well, we
away.
didn't have we didn't have institutions. We
We
never had
had
institutions.
schools. We had hospitals. We had all of that.
That's when they start burning them down, though. They burning
Yeah.
them down. We don't still have that.
No, we don't got them now. I said
We
we
didn't. We
had
didn't.
them.
Right. We didn't give that away though. We gave our land away and stuff like that. But the schools and the infrastructure was never ours. They took away the infrastructure part. They destroyed that part of it.
You
Is what
you
I'm
talking
saying.
about as far as the Black Wall Street and all that shit, but I mean,
All of that.
we
When
had
you're
more
talking
than
about
just that
racism,
though, and that's
I
what
understand
trips me out. Black people always go to that specifically when it was more than just Tulsa. It was more than
that
just
it's places
Rosewood.
that got flooded. Right? How many
Yeah,
towns got
under
flooded?
Lake Lanier, under
That's another
Lake
point.
Michigan, Lake
So
Erie.
it's not just Tulsa. It's that's one example that everybody knows, but we all
Everybody,
know it's way
yeah,
more than
but
that.
I
So
just
what
feel.
you mean?
Oh, hold on. Damn, it clicked me out my damn shit.
Oh.
I had that video going and it just cut it off. That was weird. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of this now, today, we can't blame nobody else.
Yeah, we got to grow up. That's what the whole point of being woke was about before they hijacked that too. It was just about us as a people waking up and understanding what's going on and growing up and getting our shit together. That's what being woke is all about.
Yeah. It was about black people waking up, awakening. They're awakening. And
Yeah.
of course they took it and turned it about the gay shit and all that other shit that they turned it
Yeah.
into. Just
Man,
like
all that
Black
shit.
Fatigue. Black Fatigue was really about black people being tired of racism in America.
Right. Right.
And they took that and turned it into what it is now. They
Yeah.
always do it. Where was I at with this? Okay, so did you see this? Let me get off of that. A lady goes viral for saying her landlord showed up and said he's no longer accepting Section 8. She got 24 hours to come up with $1,100. So she went on TikTok and was making a video saying her food stamps is getting cut from $4,000 to $88 a month. They also might cut her TANF, which is the cash benefit of the food stamps. And she
Hmm.
said, and no longer is Section 8 paying 95% of her rent.
Yep.
So she don't know what to do now.
It's called get a job. Well, first, hold on. Let me slow down because that's two different points. Because first of all, legally, you can't come to nobody and say, "Hey, you got 24 hours to pay me" in a completely different way, and I'm not accepting it. You can't just come in and say, you know what I'm saying? You got to give. There's a process to that. Even if you want to go ahead and evict them, there's a whole process to that. So first of all, that ain't gonna happen anyway.
So you
Second,
think she was lying?
I'm not gonna say that she lying that somebody said that to her, but it's not legal. Is my point. They can't legally do that.
They can do what they
And
want to
maybe
do
she is
now.
lying. Maybe she just look. Maybe this is one of them clout people just looking for some attention.
I can see that.
Honestly, if I'm on the back end looking at everything you just listed off, she gets all of that. Why does she get $4,000 a month for food stamps? How many kids she got? What
Probably
type of
got
person is she?
probably got
Is
six
my point.
kids here.
That's my 6, 7, 8, 9, some shit like that. Because even with 2, 3 kids, you ain't getting no $4,000. So my
Nah, you
point
getting
is,
about
she may be on some stereotypical hood booger type. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't trying to do shit with yourself, ain't trying to do nothing, trying to milk for whatever you can get, and you mad that shit is shifting now. This is what I mean by forcing black people to wake up. We can't
guess
keep
what?
milk, crying and begging the system for shit.
This one wasn't black.
Oh shit, that's all right. Them too, then. Them too. They do it maybe worse than us, but my focus ain't on them though. My focus is talking to my people about what we need to do. I don't care about what they do.
No, but that's what tripped me out. This one right here, she said this one ain't black. This the one that says DHS is forcing her to sell her 2024 BMW or her food stamps will get cut. So why the fuck are you on Section 8 and food stamps and you got
You
a
know how much them
BMW?
car payments is? Are you fucking kidding, bro?
But
Wow. She need to.
how,
This
how,
one need to go
how,
to jail.
how? This
She
is
need to
what I
go to
don't
jail.
understand.
This
When
is
I see
fraud. No,
shit
this
like
is
that, bro,
fraud.
How
This
in
is
the fuck
fraud.
how the fuck are black women the most educated demographic and they
What
do
you mean?
stupid shit like that?
Well, you said this one wasn't black though, huh?
No, the last one was that one
Oh,
right
okay.
there. The folk that the BMW chick is black. The other one was not black. The one that said her landlord gave her
Oh,
24 hours.
oh, okay.
The BMW, I forgot the. I'm looking at two different videos because this one just popped up out of. I didn't even click on this. It just popped up. But this is
Oh,
when she black and she's saying she had a BMW and she got to sell it
oh, yeah.
because
That's
they
some
found
ignorant
out.
shit. That's fraud. You lucky you ain't going to jail because them. You said it's in 2024.
Yeah,
You know what them payments is like?
yeah. You know what the
That's probably
insurance
what you.
like?
That's probably what you getting in food stamps right there. What we talking about?
But I don't
That's
understand
crazy.
why people like. I saw another one where this girl was bragging about she pays 800 or something a month. She got a 4-year old car, and it was over $100,000. And that's where they was questioning. And that's why I saw the post where they was talking about how are black women the most educated women when they do shit like this.
Well,
But to me, it's a difference because black women focus more on their education, but the education don't mean common sense, and that's where they
right,
get things confused. Look at this shit.
right. Or just kind of tactical know-how.
Yeah, because they
This
don't
is
think with logic. They go off. They think with everything with feelings, and that's what get
right.
them in the situations
That's
that they
what get
be
them in the
in.
situations. Yeah, it's not that they not smart and don't have common sense. It's that their emotions override all that shit, and it don't matter.
You say 2025 Z6
Z06,
1500 a month.
Z06.
Z06 1500 a
Ooh,
month.
that's that new vet. That motherfucker nice though. 1,500 a month. Damn. Mm,
That's
mm, mm, mm.
I mean for that's a Z06 though.
Yeah, that's a bad motherfucker, bro.
That's
That
different.
motherfucker probably like 180,000 or two, damn near 200,000 or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, you gonna pay that much. But even a 2024 BMW, you gonna be paying like at least $1,000 a month, something close to that. You
Oh yeah.
paying that much.
That's what I
So
don't understand. So if she only was doing that because she wasn't having to pay shit for rent.
exactly, exactly. Sad, bro.
Oh, so it says
Our people
no.
gotta
That's a
wake
new
up.
law. Landlords no longer have to accept Section 8 vouchers if they don't want to.
When did that law come in effect?
January.
No shit. Well, no,
Damn.
I get that though. They never had to accept it. You don't have to accept anything. But what I'm saying is, before you tell somebody they gotta leave, you gotta give them more than 24 hours. That's what I was
No,
saying.
he ain't said she got to leave. He said she got to come up with the full 1100.
Yeah, but you gotta give warning for that though. If they done signed
Section
a
8 ain't
contract,
paying. And I believe he gave her more than 24 hours, but I
that's
believe he
different.
did
Yeah,
probably tell her he's no longer accepting Section 8 no more. So you got to come up with
yeah,
the $1,100. She
yeah.
probably didn't make the video until it was 24 hours left in the
Right,
time period.
right, right. Wait until last minute shit. Yeah,
Yeah, you know how they go.
yep.
A Nigerian woman went viral. She said that the American clubs play too much 2000s hip hop and not enough Afro beats. She say any music older than 5 years of hip hop should be retired from the clubs. Uh, they tore her
Okay,
ass
first
up
of
in.
all,
Let's say
yeah,
they ate
first
her
of all,
ass up in the
don't bring your
comments.
motherfucking ass. I love y'all. I'm Pan Africanist to the day I die. But don't bring your ass over here talking about what we need to be doing with our music. You don't know nothing about nothing over here. Take your ass back to Africa with that shit.
So
Get
look,
your Afro beats
I
much as
did a
you
little
want to over
poll.
there.
I
And I
wanted
love
to.
African music. I love African music. But no, don't come over here talking shit now.
So they top 10 songs of 2024, 2025 was by Rema, which was Benin Boys, DeVito, which was Conte, Burner Boy was City Boy. Now, like none of
Uh-huh.
these songs, nobody. I asked a bunch of people, like, had they heard of these songs, or anything like that? Nobody heard of them.
Yeah.
So if you play
These
these
is big
songs,
international hits.
yeah, but I'm saying If you play these songs in an American club, you won't have that club for long.
No, not continue. No, yeah, no. Maybe Burner Boy. He's popular. I know who that is. He's
Depend
real
on the
popular.
city. It depend on the
Right.
city.
The
Because
city, the vibe, everything. You can't play
there's
Burner
some
Boy every night.
clubs in Dallas that I've been to that they play, that type of music, reggae, Afro beat, all that type shit.
Yeah, yeah. But you
But
got
it's
to be in the
only
mood for
one.
that.
It ain't a lot
Yeah,
of.
you got to be in the mood for that. For
Yeah,
us,
you
that's
got to
not
be a
our
fan
shit.
of it.
Yeah,
But they tore her ass up. That shit was crazy. But she went viral, and it's crazy that
yeah.
she listed the 2000s era as the era that was the worst era for her.
Right. You don't know shit about shit. Don't come over here because you don't know what you're talking about
She don't even
at
know that was
all.
the best era of music it was.
You hear me? As
Yeah,
far
of,
as
of
rap
hip
go,
hop, rap, not R and
yeah,
B.
yeah.
R and B
Not
was
R&B. The
no
'90s.
70s to 90s was the R and B. You can't beat that.
Yeah, not at all.
Uh, a group of black women goes viral for fighting at I believe it was a park. When one pulls out a gun, the one that was shooting the camera, that was shooting the video, was telling her, "Don't shoot, don't shoot," because she's trying to
Yeah.
shoot the other girl. They at a park with kids behind them,
Shit, it's a whole playground right there.
kids everywhere. She ended up shooting her own homegirl.
Mhm. Yeah.
This
It's
goes
a
back to what
shame,
I was
bro.
saying about black women. Again, when it comes to the public eye, I'm starting to understand what they be saying when they be saying about a lot of them. But it's not, and the bad part about it is, it's not all black women because I talk to a lot of black women and a lot of them are tired of those type of black women because they being
Right.
portrayed with them.
Right. Right.
But you saw that video though, right? I
I
think I
did
sent.
see it.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
you
yeah,
think
I
about
did
that?
see it.
What you think about
Man,
that?
just some hot ghetto mess, bro. We all done seen that growing up. I seen that. I seen shit like that hella times growing up. That ain't nothing new at all. When I was
Yeah.
in middle school, matter of fact, some shit just like that happened right in the cause I grew up in Kansas City and I went to Westport. Shout out to everybody that went to Westport. Westport Middle and High School was across the street from each other. It was a whole melee brawl out there, and this girl got stabbed up, shot up, all type of shit right there between the school buildings, right when school let out. So you know what I'm saying? It ain't really nothing new for real. It's a shame that we still doing it, but there's a again going back to us growing as a nation and a group of people. We still getting out of that phase of everybody got to be a collective on everything. Every demographic, every ethnicity of people got a kind of well-to-do version and a kind of more the people who want to stay in the slums version. Which one do
Mhm.
you want to be? You know what I'm saying? Like white people got it, Hispanic people. Everybody got them versions of themselves.
Yeah.
So we just gotta, as a people, we gotta grow up and say, hey, we gotta, make sure whoever is on a different type of path, you just gotta make sure that you separate yourself from it and shame that shit, because that's a fucking mess. That I seen that shit was a whole playground. I'm talking about not even yards away, like feet.
No,
Matter of fact, the lady who was with the camera, it was a little baby right next to
right
her.
beside her. They like in the middle of all the action that's going on. And they out
Mhm.
there showing that now. Probably they was the parents of some of them kids. I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's just sad. Like they don't even have regards for their own kids or any kid's safety. And it's now it's more females that's being shown shooting and doing all this shit than the dudes.
yeah. Yeah. But I have hope in it, bro, because look, think about how black men used to get drugged through the mud for between gangs, between selling and doing drugs and not being fathers. We got drugged through the mud for a long time not being good fathers, being absent fathers because so many women was the head of household. Now look how black men have changed that image for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like black men really on a trajectory going up. So I think black women got to do the same thing, but they got to go through and take their licks and grow up a little bit. And that's what we're going through right now. They got to take their licks and they got to grow up, and they
I
getting
think
exposed for their bullshit.
I think the difference is I saw this lady. She was talking to her during the interview, and she said I don't know if she was specifically saying black women or just women in general, but she was talking about how dealing with them, you have to understand that they mentally don't get past the age of 16. So when you think of it in that sense, and then you see the way they act, a lot of them grown, 50, don't matter, they do act like
Don't matter.
teenagers. You still
Mhm.
see 50-year-old women and doing videos and shit in lingerie and shit like that. No, she needs to be giving somebody a damn recipe
Oh,
or something.
old. I'm talking about old, and then they wanna flip it to where they saying, "Oh, it's just me having confidence in myself." If you got confidence, it's pretty much the opposite. You don't need to be on social media at 50, 60, 70 years old
Showing
in
your body.
leggings and tights showing your little old camel toe and shit. You don't need to be doing all that. Go sit down somewhere.
That motherfucker ain't a toe no more at that point. That a camel toe
That's
no
a
more.
hoof.
That's
That's
a
a hoof,
camel
bro.
hoof at that point. You 70 years old. That motherfucker a hoof by now. Bro,
Hey,
but
no
it's just like
disrespect, but
it's
man,
just
look,
sad because you see that and then you understand why this generation the way it is. Because
yeah,
that generation wanted to be like the young generation instead of being the guide and being the ones, the role models for them. I
yeah.
don't know how we got to that point. Everybody used to want to be older during our age when we were younger, but now everybody want to be young and everybody want to be the hype.
Because shit is lit now. Back in the day, that wasn't a thing. The internet, this internet thing, bro, it's warped people's minds and perceptions on reality, bro.
It gave them that false reality that they really wanted. Everybody live in a
Reassurance,
false
bro.
reality.
That's why so many women is on the internet showing off all their body and everything else because they just need that reassurance constantly. They just need it all the time. So that's
Yeah,
why they don't need an actual man in their life where they feel like they don't need the actual man because they can go on the internet and get all the praise and oh you look good and DMs they want.
yeah. And it's even if it's fake, they know it's fake.
That don't matter to them.
Nah, they don't give a damn. Uh, you got the BET Awards coming up June 9th. That's in what, 2 days, 4 days,
Yeah.
something like that. How do you feel about the BET Awards now? Because it ain't the same as it was when we were growing up and when
Nah,
they
I don't even
started
watch.
over there.
I'll keep it 1,000. I don't even watch the damn BT Awards no more, bro.
I haven't seen it since the Michael Jackson tribute. That was the
Yeah, I
last
watch
one.
certain pieces of it, like certain, because they gonna clip it up and put it all on social media. So
Yeah,
I'll just see it that way. I'll see the clips that I want to see. Maybe certain segments, dedicating this to that person or a lifetime achievement for this person or that person.
yeah.
But I'll see it on social media. So I don't even really need to tune in for the
It's
actual
gotten so
programming no more.
far away from what it was.
Exactly. It's not entertaining to me no more.
It used to not only entertain us, but we would learn something during it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like it either
Hmm.
taught us something from history or somebody's history, like an artist or an actor
Right.
or actress, something like that.
Right.
Now it's just pure propaganda. It's just bullshit. But
Right.
I'm gonna watch it because people want it to be covered, so we gonna cover it. So I'm gonna watch it this year. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna probably have to
Like I
give
said,
me
I
some.
watch all the clips, like and
I'm gonna
get
have to
all
give me
the
some liquor
the
or something.
necessary information. But
Because
you
I
said
know it's
some
gonna
liquor.
be a trending topic. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna
Yeah.
be for at least 2 days, or at least that next
Yeah.
day that
Right.
it's gonna trend pretty good. So what I really want to do instead of covering it is like have it going live and we narrating while we watching it. What you think about
Okay.
that?
Man. So you gonna have it showing?
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
Just
Okay.
the audio.
Okay. I mean, do you get in trouble for that? That called copyright situation for the audio?
Cause we're not gonna have the audio playing on the stream just where we can hear it, but we'll be talking
Oh,
what we seeing as it's going. We'll just
I
be
got
covering
you.
it
I got
live.
you. Yeah, yeah. Like we start covering certain events and just kind of going live talking about the events and narrating the event.
Yeah, or if they have certain performances or something like that, I want
Okay.
just cover it.
I think it's
Just
a dope concept. I mean, got to work it out a little more, but I think it's a dope concept for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I started to do that with the sports channel that I got is
Hmm.
do that with like the games. I really want to get on that during football season. I'm gonna really
Okay,
jump strong on that sports channel.
okay.
But yeah, with this, I guess we'll just cover it because I ain't never been big on. I mean, I haven't been big on the BET Awards in years, especially since they sold it and it ain't the black dude that own it no more, right? I think it's
I didn't think it ever was. Like
Ben
it
Johnson.
came
I
out.
think that was his name. Was it Ben Johnson or some shit like that? Then his wife
Damn.
took over, and then she sold it to the Jewish dude
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Uh,
So
well,
BET been
yeah,
played out for a little while.
you know it was bullshit once they let Tyler Perry pretty much take over.
He done took over the whole
Man,
shit. This BET
let
is
me ask you
basically Tyler
this.
Perry, the Tyler
Because
Perry
this
channel.
dude never really puts black men in a positive light. He done came with another show. Now you know he already had the show called Sisters. Now he
Yep.
got one called Divorced Sisters. Why he don't never do nothing that shows a black family in a positive light? Like why they all
Because
got
that
to be
don't make money.
divorced? What?
That don't make money. He an agent too. That don't make
Yeah,
money.
that motherfucker agent.
It don't make money. Black. He's perpetuating the black woman's plight
Stereotype.
towards black. You know,
Black men.
every the whole Me Too, everything that black women got roped into with the white women and all everything. It's like he just perpetuates it over and over and over, and
That's all it does.
it makes them feel superior, it makes them feel justified in everything they do, it makes them feel XYZ. So he just keep cranking them out. Like if you a drug dealer, if you're a dope dealer, if you got some crack over, you know what I'm saying? Like you got some fire, like you gonna keep coming with that so you can keep getting that money. How you think he got Tyler Perry Studio? He wasn't doing that showing black men in no positive light. Let's be real.
It was during the play when he had the plays. That's how he got to the point to doing the movies. But that's what got him there was
I don't even
having
think the
that
I don't even think the plays really showed a
shit.
black man in a good life for real. Some of them a little bit, but not
Majority
really.
of the plays did. It was once he started making the movies.
The movies for sure. The movies was drastic, but the plays,
Some of the
eh,
plays did. Like
which one you say?
Diary of a Man. Well, no. Well, yeah.
No,
No. No.
yeah. Come on. I'm gonna
What
wait.
was that? No, what's that other play? The one where the woman was cheating and Medea sat her ass down in that chair and told her about cheating and did some kind of like quoted the Bible and all that shit. That's the only one when you think about it. Hmm.
Are you talking about the one where he was like a construction worker and all that type of stuff?
I think so. Now that's the
Yeah, I know what
only
you're talking
time
about.
I don't even think he did a movie about it because all his plays he turned into a movie, but that one.
He did turn that into a movie. That's a movie. That's a movie.
What's it called?
I can't think of it right now, but it's a movie. It is a movie.
Because it ain't Diary of a Mad Black Woman. It ain't the
Uh-uh.
one with Taraji.
Is Taraji in it?
The one with
Taraji's in it.
Taraji. She
Taraji Taraji is the other dude's is the okay the dude that that I cheated on. His wife is Sanaa Lathan. Taraji P Henson is her friend, which is the dude the husband's friend's wife.
what movie
I'm gonna
you
have to
talking
show it
about?
to you. It's I can't think of the name of it right now, but I know I've seen it multiple times. It's a
Hold
movie.
on, I'm finna find it. Wait, you said Sanaa Lathan?
Yeah,
Sanaa Lathan.
she played the one that was cheating.
I think that sound the family that prays.
I can't guarantee that that's what it is, but could be.
Uh, that's the one that had her and Taraji in it, and
Yeah,
Kathy Bates.
yeah, that's it. Cause I think that's the one where they mama or were they sisters? I can't remember. But I think that might be the one where the mama was like an older lady and had the son, right? I can't remember exactly. I can't remember all of it.
I,
But that one did cast the black men in a good light. So I'll give him that one. I'll give him that one. Cause the one that got cheated on, he was hardworking, he was smart, he was a little bit of a doofus, but you know what I'm saying? He was hardworking, he was good
so
to her,
so
and she
so he had to make him a little stupid in order to portray him in a positive light.
he was a little slow. Because even at the end of it, when like the cat was out of the bag and she hit the fan, he was still sitting there looking stupid as fuck. Like they don't know what the fuck going
Yeah,
on.
now
Yeah,
I remember this. Yeah, so
yeah, yeah.
he still ain't really get why
He was looked at like a bitch ass nigga. Let's
like
be
a
real.
yeah.
So and he was still showing up giving her money, even after she, you know what I'm saying, the white dude played her out.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So
you
he
know,
still ain't
that
never really.
yeah, yeah.
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 So
I
somebody
give
has
him
said that
half
they
a one
believe
for
he
that
hate black men. Like a black man must have did something to him when he was younger or something, beat his ass or some shit. Now he just hates him.
one. I won't say that. I don't know. It could be. Don't
I
get me
saw that
wrong.
as a post. You know these motherfuckers comment. They say anything on the comments.
Yeah, that's
I just
anything.
thought it was funny. I was like, damn.
Yeah. He just out for the
Uh,
money.
yeah, yeah. He just whatever gonna make
You
him
know,
money because he
you know
know
black women gonna spend that money. When they
Medea
getting their
really ain't
feelings, they
doing it
gonna
no
spend that
more.
money.
Medea had her time. That time done
Yeah.
passed.
Yeah.
Um. Well, now it's time for our next segment.
Yeah.
Pass the aux. This is where we determine song for song whose songs was better back in the day. We got Aaliyah versus Beyonce. That's a tough
That's
one.
some cold shit.
That's a
That's
tough
gonna
one.
be some cold shit.
Cause you know now, if you get on the conspiracy theory shit, right? They
Mhm.
say that the only reason why Beyonce was able to become what she has is because Aaliyah was taken out. Now I read somewhere that this is a legend. You know, motherfuckers be
Yeah.
conspiracy. But they were saying that she and Jay Z has well, Jay Z is the one that actually made the phone call that told them to come back a day early. That told Aaliyah them to come back a day early. Dame Dash didn't want her to. He didn't even know Jay Z had made the phone call. Now I did see that from
Damn.
him specific. That came out of his mouth. He said that
Yeah.
he didn't know that she was coming back a day early. She was supposed to still been in Hawaii another day. Then she got drugged, and then this is from the cab driver. She was knocked out in the back seat. The dude that was in the back seat with her pulled her off, put her on the plane. He said he saw that. Then the cab driver went missing. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Damn.
yeah, it's a lot to that. It's a lot to that shit right there. And the thing is, it'd be hard not to at least go down that rabbit hole because hell with the shit that goes on in Hollywood, you can't put nothing past nobody.
At all.
And
At
it's kind
all.
of funny how when she died, Beyonce left Destiny's Child and got with Jay Z. Well, she was already sort of with Jay Z, but took the fuck off.
When did Aaliyah pass? What year was that?
2001, right before
2001.
9/11. She was August, 9/11 was September.
Damn, really?
Yep,
Damn.
yep.
I mean, I hate to look at our people in that type of light to where they would do some radical evil shit like that.
But they ain't our people
Um,
no more once they get to that
you think
point.
so?
Because think
I
about this. Jay Z, a billionaire, right? If he wanted
yes.
to, he could start some black schools, black hospitals. Why haven't he?
I don't think that's his focus.
My point exactly. So that's why I say
But
he's not our people.
I don't think that makes him not our people because ain't nobody had that focus because ain't nobody did it.
And they
So
have. They just haven't had that type of his type of resources to get it accomplished.
you don't get them type of resources and you blatantly do that. So
No,
what
no.
I do think Jay-Z is trying to do, what I will give him a little credit for, is that he's trying to pioneer the shit. He's trying to break all as many barriers as he can and open that door and let people follow him in. I
Who
think
who
he
who has he
huh?
let follow? He's opening the door for himself and Blue Ivy.
Well, if he does it, then what other black person can't do it? It's just opening the door, just like the black president thing. Yeah,
Okay.
it was bullshit. Obama really wasn't shit as a black president, but it's a different. It gives you a different perspective. It gives young people even a different perspective on just simply possibility. So I think just breaking barriers can be beneficial. Is all I'm
I
saying.
don't that I don't agree
Because
with
ain't he owning a
because
football team now?
who?
Jay Z.
No. Talking about
He's
NFL?
in. He's owning something. I just read something. I can't
No.
remember what it is. I'm gonna go back to it.
What he was doing was they had put him over the Super Bowl music. But when he brought out Eminem, Snoop, and Dre, and they told them not to perform a certain song, they performed it anyway. Then he brought out Rihanna, Beyonce. He was doing his own people, and the NFL started getting complaints about that from the sponsors. So that's
Well,
why
no,
they took him off.
that's old. I'm talking about something recently. I just read that he just did, but I don't know. I ain't gonna
No,
give too
no,
many
he ain't got no
excuses for him.
ownership. Not in no NFL team.
It might not be the NFL. It's something I can't remember, but I'm not gonna give him too many excuses and passes and all that. Ain't nobody did that shit. So he might not be our people for real. I don't know this nigga from a can of paint. So he might not be. So I don't know, and we gotta stop even paying attention to celebrities in that type of way anyway. They not that. We gotta let that go.
You know what celebrities really are, right?
They gatekeepers. The peacock.
It's modern day
They the niggas
peacocking.
on the they the niggas on the plantation that get a little bit of favor. You know what I'm saying? They can't really do nothing, but they getting a little bit of extra, privilege.
What
That's
they
it.
did for what they turned the celebrities from were the slaves that they would. This is where we got the term "our Sunday's best," is because those slaves they used to dress them up on Sunday and put their best clothes on, give them a good suit and parade them around town, make the other slaves think that that's what they would get if they acted right. That's
Yeah,
basically what celebrities are.
yeah,
The same thing. They because a lot of the shit they got, they don't own it. It's part of a contract. Soon as they don't abide by that contract, they take it all away from 'em.
yeah,
It's just modern
yeah,
day peacocking. That's all celebrities
yeah,
are. But we don't got way off.
yeah, yeah. Let's get back
Aaliyah
to the.
versus Beyonce. We got
Yeah.
first song, back and forth, back,
Mm.
back, forth and forth, back, back.
Eh, that's a classic. That's a '90s R&B classic, bro.
Yeah, because when that came out, that was all the little girls wanted, and that was the difference with Aaliyah. She was a role model for all the little girls because
She
she
wasn't
got
all that provocative, all that extra
no,
shit.
nope. She didn't
Yeah,
do all that. And when she danced, she still was covered up, and it was sexy,
yeah.
but it was still classy. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like
right.
her
Yeah,
videos ain't women just twerking everywhere and all that shit.
right.
Even the Rock the
Yeah.
Boat video was
Even
sexy.
even the sexually suggestive videos was tamed and respectable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Aaliyah was more of a role model.
yeah, she
Why
definitely
she
was.
had to be taken out. But back and forth. Beyonce crazy in love.
Ooh, but that's a big ass song though.
Crazy in love.
Crazy, Crazy in Love was a big ass song though.
It yeah, it was. It was.
It was big. This man, is
But
that her first big solo song? Is it? Maybe I'm wrong. On her solo album, is that the
I
first one?
was that one
The
on
first real big one, like the real mega. This is Beyonce, and all her fans really start flocking.
wasn't that
When
single
Jay,
ladies?
nah, that was after. Single Ladies was after, I
I
believe.
thought Crazy in Love was after all that shit happened with Jay-Z. Let me
No,
hold on. Let me see what album.
Crazy in
'Cause-
Love was when they first started being a thing. I think that was early in their relationship. The Lemonade thing is when he cheated on her. She started talking
Yeah,
bad
but
on him.
Crazy in Love. Let me see. Beyonce. Trying to see which one came first.
Yeah,
So that was 2003. That might have been, but it was on the Dangerously in Love album. Then you got
That's what I'm saying.
what was the other one? Oh, Single
Which one?
Ladies.
Yeah, yeah, single lady. That was a later one. I know that was a later one.
Yeah, because that was one.
That was so damn big, bro. All the damn challenges
That's
and
where the motherfucker started getting the big head from. When she
what
came
you
with that shit, and then motherfucker, everybody thought they was supposed to have a ring on their finger because of Beyonce. All of them
yeah,
thought, well, you ain't put a ring
yeah,
on.
if
Motherfucker, you
yeah,
ain't earned no ring. Yeah, that was 2008.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
That was her. I
Crazy in
think that was her
Love.
second album. Yeah, her second solo.
That
So,
might have
but
been.
getting back to the original one, I'm gonna have to go with Aaliyah because I just like the song more. It's more of a classic to me, culturally especially. Beyonce was a newer. That song was a different. Yeah, no,
And then the
it's
thing
bigger though.
too,
It was big though. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong.
but you
It was
got to
big.
think that song was really big because it was her first one breaking off from the group,
Destiny's Child. Yeah, yeah.
and the way she did them, I don't really, I don't agree with that. But it was her daddy that was the manager, so she could do what the fuck she wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that she only did one of them kind of bad, or maybe two of them.
Well,
But
I
the
mean,
other two,
Kelly,
she
well, she couldn't do nothing wrong with Kelly because that's
Kelly and Michelle, they were still cool.
yeah,
But the
but
other
Michelle
ones, they
wasn't even
kind of
part of the original group. The way she did
right.
Latoya and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other girl, I can't even think of the other
yeah,
girl name.
yeah,
That's who got done dirty.
yeah. She did. They did do them dirty.
Yeah, I would say, ooh, that's. I was never really a fan of Crazy in Love, even though it was a big song. I was more of a fan of Back and Forth too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Back and Forth on that one
That ain't even close.
because
Shout out to my homegirl Reva, but she a diehard Beyonce fan. But yeah, nah, that ain't even close for me.
Beyonce. We got 4 page letter. I'm sending you a 4 page
Yeah.
letter, and then we got Irreplaceable. That's a
Mm.
mm.
That's a triggering ass song as a dude. I ain't gonna,
To the left, to
I ain't
the
gonna
left.
lie, that motherfucker
Everything
triggered
you
it.
own.
Hey, you know what? Beyonce is so big, bro. She didn't have so many different movements because every time it's a big movement chant, it's a Beyonce song. All the single ladies to the left. Like you know how many times females have said that to the left shit. I
Yeah.
got so sick of that
Oh
shit.
yeah, they wore that shit out.
I'm talking about they still say that, man. Fuck.
They wore that shit out.
But I'm gonna have to give it to that Beyonce song though, because that motherfucker was boy, that motherfucker piss you off as a dude, bro. I ain't gonna lie, well, you got me fucked up with that one, but it was a good ass song though.
Had a nigga feeling a certain type of way.
What big man? Don't you say that shit to me. He on his way. All right, I got the pistol waiting for him. Did
Yeah.
the fuck?
I dare him to show up.
Don't say no shit like that to me.
We got
But yeah.
Are You That Somebody? Tell me ain't that
Tell
somebody.
me that somebody. Yeah.
That one jammed too. That was
That's
that
a
one that one
that's a
had Timberland
classic.
on it. And
Yeah,
then we
that's a
got Single
classic.
Ladies.
Yeah, hell no. Shit no. Give me that.
That's what I'm
Give me
saying.
that.
Beyonce songs, Irreplaceable, Single Ladies. I mean, all her shit is she getting rid of niggas.
She their government plant, bro. They government plant against the black community.
That's why I
But
say they ain't our people.
yeah, but I'm gonna give it to that Aaliyah. I'm gonna give it to that Aaliyah.
Are you
That's a
that somebody
classic.
over Single Ladies?
Yeah, that ain't even close. That ain't even close.
I'm gonna have to go with
N-
Single Ladies on that one because that was such
Nah,
a hit.
don't do me that, bro.
That
Don't
was
do me
such a
like
hit, bro. I'm talking the hit
don't do me like that,
cause
bro.
cause cause when that motherfucker came on, them women went crazy.
Man, I'm
Oh,
sick of that
yeah.
shit.
You see them doing their
That
head.
shit,
This
yeah,
shit, man,
knowing them
come
a
on, man.
motherfucker, bro. I'm tired
Gotta
of that
go
shit,
now.
bro.
We got we got Rock the Boat.
Oh, that's it.
Rock the boat. Twerk it up.
Yeah.
Then you got Drunken Love. We be all night. Whoa.
Damn, I like that beat. I like that one
Whoa.
though.
That's
That
it. Hey,
motherfucker
I
kind
used
of
to have my
slap.
kids singing the hell out that song all the time. I got a video, dude. It'll trip you out because I say that first part like we be all night, then they just fill in with the
They just
part at the
come
back.
in with it, yeah.
I said, what the hell?
Yeah,
Nicki is crazy.
yeah, yeah. Damn, that's a tough one, bro. That's hard. Um,
Rock the Boat though was her last
that's
song.
the last one. Yeah, and it's a damn good song too. Even it was
Even
gonna
the
be a
video.
hit regardless.
Yeah. It was gonna be number one even if she hadn't died. Cause all of her
Right,
shit was
yeah.
going number one at that time.
Right, yeah, yeah.
But I gotta go with
Damn.
Drunken Love just because of the personal experience with it. That's a tough
Yeah.
one. But I just know that they loved the shit out this song when it came out. We be all
Damn.
night. Whoa. She used to be funny
Man.
as hell. But Rock the
Yeah,
Boat
man,
was a
that's
hit
tough.
too.
That's what I'm
Ooh,
saying, bro. Just for
ooh.
nostalgia purposes, just because it's Aaliyah, I'ma just give it to her. We're gonna have to
Yeah,
split that
yeah.
one. But yeah, Drunken Love was a good one too though.
We got One in a Million. Your
Another classic.
love is a
Is
one
a
in a
one and a
million. That no,
yeah.
that one
That's the
was
shit. That's her pinnacle right there. I think
yeah.
that might be
Then we got Halo, Beyonce.
it. Hell no, I don't even like that damn song. Aaliyah,
But do you realize how
Aaliyah,
big that song
I
was?
don't give a damn. Aaliyah.
That song was. You still have people singing that motherfucker now in
I
karaoke and
mean,
shit.
it's a nice little tune. It's like a very kind of spiritual type of feeling vibe song, but
It'd be different
yeah,
if it was from somebody else that wasn't known for what they known for.
that too. But it ain't got nothing on that Aaliyah song. Just period.
Nah, I'm gonna
I
get it.
don't think.
Yeah, I'm gonna say one in a million on that one.
Yeah,
But
that's not even close. Like now, if One in
it's
a Million went against like maybe one of Beyonce's biggest songs, like the more popular ones, like I get that one's big, but it's different in a not because of
what
Beyonce,
other
it's just
song
the
is bigger than what other song besides single ladies and drunken all that? Marissa done showed up. She late.
Marissa. Yeah, about time you late to the party, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we
what's up,
already
girl?
done with your favorite segment.
Yeah, but
Uh,
I think it's a couple of them that's bigger than. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say numbers wise bigger. I won't say that
yeah.
because but I think
Now you talking
popularity
about like
wise,
far
far
as
as
hood favorites,
that's what I mean, more culture wise. That's what I mean. Maybe I was mis
but
misspeaking, misrepresenting
what
what I
what
was
other
trying to
one
say.
does she got besides irreplaceable single ladies? Like she ain't really got. Yeah, yeah. We had some technical difficulties yesterday. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, we did. That
so
it
we
was
on
my fault
Thursday.
too. It was my fault, but um, damn, I didn't even realize that could have been the reason why she ain't tap in like that.
She probably
That's our
didn't
fault
know.
again.
She didn't know
That's
today
our
we was gonna
bad.
be on.
That's our bad. But I mean, I can't. I'm not thinking of any off the top, but she got some other ones other than Halo.
I don't know,
That's
cause like when you
the
go through a lot of her songs, unless it's some shit that women just like personally, none of them stand out. Besides those five, like check this out. Let's see,
I
Beyonce
don't know, bro. I can't say that. I don't
top
know.
hits,
I just feel like Beyonce got a lot of bangers. I just can't.
but a lot of them are more. They more. They more. I mean, she had Foundation. I could have put that one on there. That was the one that got that Southern style type beat that she performed at the Super Bowl. But it wasn't that big of a song. Uh she got Check on It with Slim Thug, but that I mean nobody really
That song. That was
that
my
one
shit back in the day.
that one wasn't
That was a
bad,
good
but
one.
it wasn't gonna beat one in a
It wasn't
million.
big though. It wasn't a big one though. Nah, it wasn't a big
That's why I say Halo really was the only one that had a shot because all the
one.
other
Yeah,
ones
I got
beat
you.
out the other songs. What else she got? She, I mean, Ego. Oh, I forgot about Ego.
That's a good one.
I forgot about Ego.
Yeah,
That's a
that's a real
pretty,
good
yeah. That one might give one of the million a run.
one. Yeah, I just because of the song, just because of Leah. No, I gotta give it
Ring
to
the
her.
alarm. Nah, that ain't gonna beat one in a million.
No, it's not.
Uh, well, that one goes to Aaliyah. Aaliyah
Yeah,
beat out Beyonce as far as
yeah,
our polls go.
yeah.
She joins the club tonight. Beyonce got to try again. She gonna have to go against probably Alicia Keys. Ooh, shit.
Ooh.
Damn, I just.
We gonna circle that when it come back to it.
Oh shit, that's a
We
good
gonna circle
matchup
that when
there.
it come back to it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Okay, we got classic or just average.
yeah, yeah.
And you know what? Since we had Winston join in last time, I don't know if he probably thought we was gonna be on Wednesday too. Alicia win. Alicia beat Beyonce. You think so? Ooh, that's tough. So who will give who? Damn, she do
I
got a
don't know
point.
about. I
I
don't know about that. I don't know
because
about
we ain't
that.
gonna use these same songs. We'll use some other songs too now. Now
Yeah,
it's
yeah. I
gonna be
don't.
closer than I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Who
I
would
don't know
match
if
up
Alicia.
better with Alicia? Keisha Cole, baby.
Nah, Keisha
She ain't
Cole ain't
got
got
enough
nothing on
hits.
Alicia Keys.
Keisha ain't got enough hits.
Mm-mm.
Monica, Brandy.
Um, maybe a Monica or a Brandy, but they more older school though. You know, you got to put Monica and Brandy against each other just by default.
Alicia sort of old. She was early 2000s.
She was early 2000s. Monica
Maybe
and
Monica
Brandy
was
was
more
90s.
late 90s. Late 90s.
Yeah, they
But they was
came in as
young.
teenagers. Yeah, they came in as
Yeah.
teenagers in the 90s.
They around,
I'm trying
they
to
around
think
the
though, who
same.
got Alicia
And
in the league by herself? We may have to find somebody who's along the lines of like a Erica Badu or something. Maybe.
I don't think she fucking with Erica Badu. She ain't on that.
Maybe not. Maybe
I don't
not. But
know.
she
I
maybe
don't know
give her a
about that.
little run for her money.
That might
Jill Scott. Jill Scott, maybe.
do she got it? No. When it comes to Alicia Keys, you gotta have some hits because she got some hits.
Yeah. She do. She got some, yeah. I'm trying to think.
Who? I wouldn't pit her against Mariah because that's not the same. Mariah
Mariah
was step
Carey.
above. You
Yeah,
got
I
to go
think
like Whitney and them to fuck with Mariah. Alicia can't
Mariah,
fuck with her.
yeah, she too classic. She been doing it too long.
So
She
Alicia
got
ain't on that
them.
level.
She got them. Mariah Carey got them holiday songs. You ain't fucking with them. Them
When
Christmas
we do,
songs from
yeah, when
Mariah
we do
Carey.
Mariah, we're gonna have to find a good Whitney
She up
probably.
there. Whitney
Probably
Houston type
Whitney.
level. Yeah,
What you
that
think,
might be a good
Marissa?
one.
Whitney versus Mariah?
Yeah, that. Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
bad
I think that'd be
motherfucker
a good
there.
one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Classic or just average? We got South Central. Badu and
That
Hills is a good
I
matchup. Hill.
no. Lauren Hill got one album.
Yeah, she quit
One.
after that.
And she didn't even write. From what I heard, she didn't even write her music. Why Cliff wrote her music? That's why she didn't come out with another.
Well, I read that she was introduced to the world, the industry, and she said, "Oh no, I didn't sign up for this. That's not
It
what I
could be that
wanted."
too.
And they
Could be that
said,
too.
"Well, you done signed these contracts. You got to do this." And she complained so much on her albums. She was making songs about it and shit like that they just let her out. But they told her, "We keep your name and we keep all your rights to your music and all that shit."
Oh,
So she got out.
okay.
That's how she was able to get out. She gave everything up.
I don't
She
care.
don't
I
care. I
love Hill.
love Lauren Hill.
Don't get me wrong. That
Now that
miseducation
one
of
album
man,
though,
that motherfucker, every single one seemed like it ago. So
that one
I feel you,
album
Marissa.
is a
I feel you
banger.
on that. I feel you, but I don't know.
But Miss
But
Badu is a different type of.
she got
You got the
generations of
you got
music.
the cowboy to Tyrone to fuck with her now. You gonna She
That's
got
some real
bag
shit though.
lady. You know what I'm saying? We talking about everybody.
Yeah.
This is that's a,
She got some cultural movement type. Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know.
Now, South Central, if it was made
I
today,
think it'll be I think it'll be a classic. The message
because
I
of
think is
the
necessary.
yeah,
The
yeah.
message in it I think is necessary right now. I think South Central might be one of those. What was that other movie we said every generation should make one of those. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Oh,
forgot
like
what it was.
what movie was that?
Um
We was just talking about it the last episode.
we was just talking about it.
Damn.
I can't think of it right now, but
Matter
yeah,
of
we
fact.
need a South Central to show these young dudes. We need that. They need to see that.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
agree.
it'll be a classic. I think it'll definitely be a classic. Mm,
Oh, we was talking about the wash.
car wash, yeah,
Yeah.
car
Carla. Oh
wash,
yeah,
yep.
she remembered. Damn. So right.
Uh-huh.
Uh
So yeah,
I think it would. I especially with this younger generation because they into that shit right now. You know, it's so big with them. Actually bigger than it was with us.
they need to
Because
see it. They
yeah,
need to see it.
they really need to see that.
Yeah,
And see the him go from being what he was to becoming what he
they need to
became.
see that.
Yeah,
They need young kids need these examples.
yeah,
That's what I was saying earlier. They even if it's fictional characters in music and movies and stuff like that, little kids are gonna look for who they want to try to become and emulate.
that's
So
true.
they need to see this type of stuff. Yeah.
We got Gridlock. Remember that with Tupac?
Yeah. Uh
It really
I
wasn't that
wasn't
big back then, so
I wasn't a fan. I
uh,
wasn't a fan.
it
I
wasn't one of
seen
his
it.
best movies. And I think
Yeah,
they
yeah.
released it after he was died already. I believe. I think
Mm,
he was already dead when it actually was released, or he
maybe.
was still in the
But
house. It was something like that. But yeah,
yeah.
I don't.
But
It wasn't
no,
that big
I
then.
wouldn't. No.
I don't think.
I wouldn't say so. No matter who you put in that role, I don't think that would be just some a Tubi movie.
Yeah, what? Yeah, and then wasn't that him trying to play like a police officer or some shit, or detective or something? Yeah, it didn't fit him. It was really what I believe they was
Trash
trying to
R&B pop.
do with that movie. What
Yeah.
ended up happening in Training Day. Training Day became what that was supposed to be, except
You
for
think so?
like the little partner, because he had the partner, the white dude. Except for it was a little, the storyline was a little different. But I think
Yeah.
that's kind of like where they got that idea of Training Day from.
Okay, maybe. I don't know, but either way, it was trash. I ain't
Trash, rest in peace.
like it. Yeah.
What
Recipes
about
pop.
Fresh? Have you seen that movie
Hell yeah, Fresh
with the
is a
little boy?
classic.
The little
Fresh
boy,
is a classic. Yeah.
and
Fresh
his
will be a
sister was a
classic to
dope
this day.
fiend, and the dude he
Fresh should
set him
be a
up at
classic
the
to this
end.
day, bro. Yeah. Fresh is a classic. Fresh is dope. And the messaging in it too. That's another thing I think us as a people that uh um Tyler Perry, people like him is dropping the ball on. Like giving the right messages in these movies. Like, back in the day, like watching a different world and watching something like a fresh and giving these examples and South Centrals and all these, they showing us what's going on, but they giving a message behind it. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what
So I
we
think that
had
was
growing up. They don't have
right.
that no more.
They don't got
Not,
that no more. Yeah,
mm-mm, they don't.
yeah. So Fresh was definitely a classic, bro. That's just such a plot twist in there, bro.
So
That
was
would be that'd be a class.
it
That'd be a
was
super classic now.
it was messed up. Like I think they would have to take out the, of course, the pit bull part where they hung him and shot. They got to take that out because people so sensitive about animals today.
But
They
the
wouldn't.
dog, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, and the probably the chicken fighting. They would probably take that out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but that really wasn't really too super conducive with the storyline
But
anyway.
folks would be hollering
So
Peter and all that shit.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, but
yeah.
other
Definitely a
than that,
classic, Omar.
the storyline of it, I believe it would work today because
Yeah,
it's basically, I mean, shit, is he like a young version of Snowfall? You seen that show? It's
yeah.
basically
I
that.
seen bits and pieces of it. I seen bits and pieces. Yeah.
That's a good show. We got a low down dirty shame. That was the
Mm,
Wayans and Jada and
Jada, yeah.
now. It was a classic then. I don't think it would be a classic today.
I think it would depend on who you cast in those roles. I think it could still work.
Who you who? Okay, since we do always do this part, we first gonna see who we get to play Jada role. Cause to play, what was her name in that? Pinky? What's her name? Pinky?
And was it?
I think it was, right?
I can't remember her name. Great movie, but
She
average
was a little
today.
dingy. She was a little dingy, but she was about that action though.
She was Cardi B. Cardi B.
That's exactly the fucking character that Cardi B is. Is Pink Peaches. That's what it was. Peaches.
Peaches. Peaches.
Damn, Marissa B. Girl, how old are you?
She own
She
it.
be on everything.
She own it.
Peaches.
She own it.
That is the Cardi B character. That you can tell that's who she mimicked her character after. Was
You
Peaches.
remember what I just said as far as little kids growing up and seeing who they gonna emulate?
Yep.
That's what I mean.
Yep. She
That's what I
so
mean.
did. That is crazy. But she can't act for shit, so she wouldn't be able to play that role unless she just
She wouldn't need to. She wouldn't
33.
need to act for real. I don't think she would need to
Nah,
act.
she
Just
just
be
be
herself.
herself.
Exactly.
Just tell
So
her,
who would you cast as the as Damon Wayans as Shane?
ooh. Because
You
you'd
just
have to be
Alba?
able to be serious but funny at the same time. Because he had some like witty quips in there, you know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
he
yeah.
threw it. To me,
It just Alba? Maybe.
no,
No.
no. Uh, Samuel Jackson, if he was younger, maybe.
He too old.
He too old
He too
now.
old. He too old. Yeah, he too old.
Shit. Hell,
Keenan, not Damon. My bad. You right, Marissa. That's Keenan. Keenan Ivory.
yeah, Damon always played the corny roles. Keenan had a
More serious
more
role. Yeah.
serious, yeah. Keenan, who shit. Low
I don't
down
know,
dirty
bro.
shame. Bro, that's a hard role to
Marissa,
fill.
Marissa, who you think should play Keenan's role right nowadays?
Who would be shame today? Michael B. Jordan?
No, no.
He got the serious part of it down, maybe too serious.
He ain't. He
Marlon?
ain't really.
Hell no. No.
Hell nah.
Hell no. I
Hell
know you
nah.
33 and all, but no. We nah, look here.
Hell nah. We gonna
Marlon
pick somebody outside of that whole family then. No, not none of them.
Marlon is not the type of actor that can play that type of role to me.
I think he could, but we won't take him that serious.
He's more like a Jim Carrey at this point.
We don't. Yeah, we the audience won't take him that serious. I think he
No.
could try it, but I don't
He's
think the
tried it
audience will
before.
give him
Remember
that.
the one he tried to be a serial killer and the movie flopped.
I ain't never
My
seen.
point
I ain't
exactly.
never seen that.
My point exactly.
But dang, I'm trying to think who could play that role. I don't know.
That's a damn because Kenan played
That's
the
a good
shit
one.
out that role. So it's kind of, I mean, if Samuel Jackson was younger, he would be perfect for that. Because he kind of played Shaft already. You know what I'm saying? Shaft is kind of similar. But the
Yeah,
dude,
down.
what about the dude that was his son in Shaft? What was that, two? Nah, he
He
too
was a
goofy.
corny ass nigga
Yeah, I
though.
just thought of it. He too goofy.
Yeah, he was a goof
That's
troop ass
Brandon,
nigga.
whatever his name is.
Yeah, well, whoever
No,
he
no,
is,
not
nah.
him. You right. Damn, I don't know.
What about Michael John White?
He old too now though.
He can still
Yeah,
play it though, man.
yeah. He grandpa. He in that nigga in OG status now. He passed Unc status.
Yeah, you right. Dang, I don't know
But
then. I feel like
he'd have been a good one though because
yeah,
he can play comedy and serious roles at the same time. He would have been a good one. But that's
yeah.
why I say the only we really ain't got like when we came up, we had different types of actors that can play different shit. They don't really have that now. They got Michael B. Jordan and who else? Kevin Hart. And after them two, it's just average ass
I think
people.
I think we might be dropping the ball on a couple people because they're not coming
To our
at us right
yeah,
now.
okay. The dude that played in what was that movie? Tenet. Have you seen that movie? He's short, but I mean,
Tenant.
yeah. Matter of fact, it's what's his name? Son, Denzel Washington's son.
Oh,
You got to check that shit out. Jay Ellis. Who the hell is that?
yeah. I don't know who Jay Ellis is. Oh,
Jay Ellis. Let me look him up.
damn.
I be sitting there acting like I be asking the question like I ain't got a fucking laptop right here. Like, let's find out who Jay Ellis is. American actor.
Hmm.
Now my shit won't start tripping. Oh, you know, eh, I can't really put nothing that he's been in though. Okay, let me see.
Terrence Howard? Hell no. I laugh at that nigga.
Nah,
Terrence
man.
Howard.
Nah,
Nah,
man.
man. With his quivering
He
ass
ain't gonna be
voice.
able to do
Nah.
it, man.
He ain't smooth enough to play Keenan's role like that.
Nah, man.
You gotta you gotta be a like a smooth, you know what I'm saying, standoffish type of low key type of dude to play that role. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not on no you could be taken as a goofy type of dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know about this Jay Ellis dude. Maybe I ain't seen him in nothing. Cause all the movies that they got him listed in, I ain't never seen none of them motherfuckers. So I seen
Yeah.
Escape Room, but I don't remember him from it. He must have been Michael Ealy is a good one. Michael Ealy is a good one. Is he too old? How old is Michael Ealy now? 'Cause you gotta
Mm,
see, we be
I don't
thinking
think
of
he's
our
too
actors, but
old.
our actors done got old.
They a little old now. Yeah, yeah. I think Michael Ealy might be in his mid to late 40s.
He gotta be because he 51. Man, no, he can't play Shane right now.
He
I mean, he
could though
could.
because
He
Shane
still look
was a
young.
detective. He's a detective, so you can play that. He
He could
could
play like he grew up and maybe a captain or some shit now or a senior detective.
maybe.
Some I don't know. He's a good one for that role. That's a good name though. We trying to find a little younger. Wood Harris.
He old too though, but yeah, he a good one. He old too though. He in
Yeah,
his 50s. I know he in his
yeah,
50s.
yeah, yeah.
He was in Remember the Titans. He old.
Okay. We got Forrest Gump. If it was made today, would it still be what it was then?
Nah, I don't think so. It's such a classic movie, but I think the concept would be too corny now.
I don't think they would like that today because of what he's playing. He's playing a slow kid. You know,
Yeah,
he's you
yeah.
can't say the R word because,
Right, right, right.
but he's playing
Mentally
a slow,
delayed,
and then he get taken advantage of by this one girl this whole fucking movie, and she gives him a disease at the end, but or
right?
she
And
ends
then
up with it, but I don't think
they
he got
enlist
it.
him in the army. Should a person with a mental disability be in the army?
That's what I'm saying. Well, shit, they
You know,
let
what I'm they do, but should that be portrayed right now though with today's climate? That's what I'm thinking
with
from
how
that
sensitive
perspective.
people are today. I don't think it'll
Right.
be
I
hard.
don't think
Yeah, it'll
it's
be
so many
hard.
red flags in that movie now. Bubba Gump, who like black people gonna flip shit.
Shit.
With Bubba Gump shrimp. Nah, they going that's too much disrespect.
They had
That's
it with the big
blackface
lips and
nowadays.
everything. Shrimp,
With the
shrimp
gums and
cocktails,
the
shrimp salad.
yeah, no, that's they gonna disrespect. No,
They
I
would,
don't think that'll
yeah,
fly.
they would. It would probably flop in today's time.
It'll probably flop.
It would
But it's a
end up
classic.
being a
I
movie
love
on that ain't even a Tubi movie. They'll try to put
not
it on
even.
something a little better. You'll get Prime. You'll get Amazon Prime or Netflix with that one.
You
It'll be
think
a
so?
Netflix original.
Yeah, a Netflix original. Just one tier up. Yeah, Netflix original. I give you that for
We
sure.
got Home Alone.
Another classic, but I think it's the same thing. You left a little 7, 10-year-old boy at home, and he doing all this shit with these
You
dudes.
said Hallmark. That's a hell
Hallmark,
yeah.
Hallmark
Hallmark
movie.
like a Lifetime. Look,
Yeah.
Home Alone. See, Home Alone was so good back then because we used to be like that. We was the
We
latchkey
stayed at
kid,
home like
the
that. Yeah,
latchkey
we
kids. We was
yeah,
at
yeah.
home by ourselves half the time, raising our younger siblings. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? While our parents was at
Definitely
work.
me.
So
Definitely me. So yeah.
yeah,
I don't know if
nowadays,
they don't do that. They don't have to do that nowadays. Little kids are
nah,
spoiled now. They ain't fitting for themselves.
nah.
And they got cell phones and all type of shit. They don't even relate to that shit.
Yeah. They would probably have to modernize it. You know, he probably
They would
be
have
some.
to.
But
Yeah.
hell, who gonna play that hard better than Macaulay Culkin? That's because that little boy there, you know,
That was a very particular role. That's why he ain't been in nothing else.
no, it
That's a very particular
that
role. You
role
gotta
made him, and it seemed like it
right.
broke him at the same time.
You got caught in that role. That's such a specific little role. You can't outdo that, and he did like two or three of them. So, or maybe
Yeah,
four. So you know what I'm saying. You
I don't
can't.
think the
You
fourth
can't.
one was him. But hell, after the
Okay.
second one, it really wasn't. You know,
It
like
really wasn't nothing anyway.
nah, because the
So
second one was all right, but
yeah, yeah.
that's another
So
one that
yeah,
would be on
I
Hallmark. That
yeah,
one
well,
would
Hallmark
definitely
movie.
be on Hallmark
That'll be
every
a Hallmark
Christmas.
movie for sure. Yeah,
Right
yeah.
along with the Christmas story.
Right, right.
Yeah. What about E.T.? I don't know, cause Star Wars. I mean, they still love Jurassic Park. Star Wars. Still, so that type of science fiction.
I'm thinking of a friendly alien though.
Paul. Not too long ago,
Who?
the weed smoking alien. Paul.
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh man, you gotta watch that shit. That shit is crazy.
I don't know nothing
Imagine
about no weed
Ted.
smoker.
Remember the teddy bear Ted, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so imagine him being an alien that smoke. He smoked weed as a bear, but that's
Okay.
basically what Paul is. It's just like Ted, but he's an alien.
But ET is more innocent though.
Et was more. He was just trying to get home,
That's what I'm saying. He's not smoking weed and talking shit to people.
but
So
if they
would that
modernized it, you know they're gonna
yeah.
have Et smoking weed.
Yeah, so would it be even be the same thing at all? It'd be a whole nother thing.
Uh,
I
he
don't
wouldn't be on a bike because you know bikes was big in our generation, but now he'd
know.
probably be on a scooter or some shit.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, I don't think it would resonate like it did with us.
Maybe just that storyline would. If you switch it up, it'll probably be cool.
Said
But
ET need to come visit us again. Power was a dope movie. Yeah, Power was funny as hell. You gotta watch this
yeah.
shit. ET, yeah, but would Steven Spielberg do it again? That would be the question because if it ain't him, then I mean, unless it's Quentin Tarantino or some shit.
Quentin Tarantino probably be having that damn thing shooting up everybody and killing
ET be a
everybody.
bad boy like a motherfucker.
Yeah, ET will be killing everything down here on Earth. So, um, I yeah, I don't know about that one. That's a tough one to say.
That's a tough.
It could possibly be a classic. It's such a one-off type of movie. It could still be a thing. Like it
Yeah.
could still have traction. So I think it's possible. It's
It's
possible.
got I would say that too. I think it's got a chance. It depends on how they modernized the story and made it to where these
Yeah,
kids today can relate to it. Like
just a
these
little bit more relevant to today, and I think
yeah,
it'll be cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Yeah. That was the last one, bro. That's all I got.
yeah,
That
man.
was damn man, we've been on here over 2 hours.
Damn.
It don't even seem
Hey,
like it.
but I got one more though. I got one more just bonus one. You remember
Okay.
the cone heads?
Oh, oh, would that be a classic today? Let me see.
What you think, bro? What you think? I
That's
say it
that's
will be. I say
you
it will
know,
be.
because I'm gonna say
Just a
because
slightly
they've
different
had so
storyline.
many movies that's kind of similar to that today. There's I think it I don't know if black people would take it the same as we did then, but I know damn sure white people would love the shit out that movie. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah.
s- Coneheads would be perfect for Saturday Night Live for them to do a skit about it.
Oh,
So you
yeah,
know that movie would
yeah.
be a hit in today's time.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
so.
it
I think
would.
it would.
It
That's a good
would.
one. But
That's
then you
yeah.
got Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. What? Because that's around the same.
A super classic. A super classic. What you
Man,
mean that one gonna go? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is gonna go, bro.
yeah.
I go watch. That's a blockbuster classic. I'm going to
I
see
go
that.
see that at the theaters today.
Yeah. Imagine what you would see now if you shrunk down. The shit nowadays.
Boy, ima- ima- imagine what they would have in
Man,
that movie now. Where you
now
they have
imagine
yeah.
them. Imagine them shrinking down and jumping into their parents' side drawer. That side drawer by the
And you get in your mama drawer and you see this thing and you touch a button and it start vibrating. You like, what the
the
fuck wrong
whole
with that?
damn word, the whole thing.
The whole dresser. You like, oh
That should be crazy, bro. That should be crazy.
I think that
But
movie would be a
man, that would be
classic too.
good. I think
Coneheads,
that'd be good.
yeah.
That'd be good. I think that'd be
Because we still into that type of shit. Anyway,
good. Yeah,
Jurassic Park is still going.
they still making Jurassic Park,
Oh,
and
they
I'm gonna
done
see it.
rebirth. They
I
got
think
a
it's gonna be
rebirth
good.
now. They finna start a whole new
A whole
franchise
new
with it.
thing with it. Yeah, and I'm gonna see it. I'm for it. I
I done
support
watched every one of them too. She said,
every
"Y'all
one
see
of
it."
them.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
This was a good show. We did a good one
good
again,
show, bro.
man. I
For sure.
appreciate y'all riding with us this whole time. Like,
For sure.
subscribe,
All the technical difficulties,
subscribe,
the laws fucking with me, harassing me and shit. We gonna
man.
push through. We ain't letting no devils come through and disrupt our energy, our flow. The show must go on, bro. We ain't letting nothing slow us down. So
Nah, we
yeah,
gonna keep it going. Even with issues with our service and all that shit. If we can't get to you the regular, yeah, we'll be here tomorrow.
we gonna be here
Tomorrow
tomorrow.
is the regularly scheduled program, so we
Yeah.
gonna be here tomorrow.
We did today because yesterday my shit was fucking up real bad. So
Yeah.
we couldn't really do it. So it wouldn't have
You
been
know,
worth
when
it.
you
So
trying to do something uh not only just positive, but just trying to do something that not only better yourself, but give other people, even if it's just entertainment, just a laugh. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
If we just bring back nostalgia from like these old songs or these movies, just
Yeah.
anything, it's gonna always be something that jumps out there to try to put an obstacle
Yeah.
in the way. You
Yeah.
know how they
Yeah.
go. And we ain't
Yeah.
doing nothing to where we are promoting violence or now if we was doing that type of shit, we probably be number one show by now.
Right. If we coming with the
You know,
bullshit, yeah, it wouldn't have been no thing.
yeah, it's
But
easy to jump out there that
but
way.
man, it's all good though. We still striving, bro. We
Yeah,
still
we gonna
striving.
do what we do. Said keep her updated. Yeah, we be here tomorrow at
I
9.
got
We changed the hours from 8 to 9 because that fits a little better with that'd be my
you.
fault a
Yeah.
lot of the times, my work schedule. But I
Just
know
trying to
by
be
9,
consistent with it.
yeah,
Mhm.
it'll help us be more consistent with the timing and the dates and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
Marissa, do you go to TikTok or do you just YouTube only?
I think I seen her on TikTok. I think I seen her on TikTok. I'm not sure. Hmm.
She might be. Cause I'm surprised she's still rolling with us. She must don't got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
You
she worked overnights. I
just
think.
YouTube. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, she
That's
do.
I told you. Everybody they
That's
don't
how
they
it
don't
go.
they
That's
don't
how it
cross
go.
over,
Yeah.
bro.
They
Well,
ain't
we
gonna be crossing
appreciate you
over.
being here. We're gonna stay on YouTube for you. You gonna what she say? No, you didn't.
Oh, I thought I did, but okay,
She
I
said I'm
got
at
you.
work now. See that?
Yeah.
I do it. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. What time do you actually start tuning in? Because that way we let you know what time. Like we want to see when you actually catching the show. Because you be consistent with it.
Yeah.
You one of the ones that stick around for sure. I want to make sure I'm going back over everything to make sure I did. We did cover everything. Yeah, we did. I had my alarm set for 8. Okay. Yeah, that's what it was. I don't think she saw us the other night. She had left earlier before we announced the new time. Yeah, we're gonna start doing it at 9. That way we know for sure we'll be able to be on. Yeah. we'll be able to be on time and be more consistent. A lot of that be me. When it ain't at 8 o'clock on the dot and it's more like 8:30 or something, that's because I done work late and I'm trying to fight that traffic to get here. A lot of that.
Oh, it's a whole nother monster,
Man,
man.
look, it used to be bad just Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, you could go anywhere around Dallas, no traffic for now, bro. It don't matter what day it is,
It could be Sunday and the mid football going on. It's still traffic somewhere.
still
An
traffic.
accident somewhere, something.
It's crazy how it is, but yep,
Yeah.
we'll be back tomorrow. Appreciate you riding with us. Whoever, it's been quite a few came through from what I've been seeing. We had a good
Yeah,
little
yeah,
crowd come through tonight. Y'all like,
yeah.
subscribe, turn your notifications on so you don't miss us. Follow us. Well, y'all just stick to YouTube anyway, so I ain't gonna say follow us elsewhere.
Yeah, this is just
Make
come
sure you
on back to
subscribe
YouTube.
to this show. Come back here. Feel about Corsicana. I used to live in Mahale, so Corsicana is that was right up the street. But they full of
I don't know.
diseases. I know that much. Back then, man, you didn't want to fuck with nothing out of Corsicana because AIDS was running wild.
What?
Tell
What
me
is
I'm lying.
Corsicana? What's Corsicana?
It's about, I want to say, an hour from Dallas,
For real? I don't know nothing about that.
maybe 45 minutes from Dallas, something like that. But
In
yeah,
which
they
direction?
look going south, going towards Houston
Oh,
on 45.
oh,
They a
okay. I know
small town, bro.
I done
But
passed through it.
back then they was known for who your family from here? Hold on now, hold on now. I might know your people. You are Eccles. No, damn, I ain't even pay attention to that. Your family is the Eccles down there. You can the what's my boy name? Dark skinned dude. I ain't been down there so long. Man, I know all them down there. Damn, that's crazy. Oh, I
World,
know
bro.
your
It's a
family.
small world.
So you know the Bates and all them, right? Look, bro, when I first moved to Texas, that's where my
Yeah.
cousin was living, her and her husband. I was supposed to
Oh.
just been coming out here for 2 weeks to visit
Mhm.
because I had just got back from North Carolina. I went out there to help my,
She
yep,
said, "Yep."
see, I went out there to help my uncle get his business started. He had a flooring business that him and his son was doing, and so we was
Okay.
going all over the East Coast, New York, New Jersey, all that shit, doing stores.
Okay.
I get back to Arkansas. My cousin from out here in Texas hit me up, was like, come visit me. So I'm like, all right, shit, I'm back on the road again. I'm supposed to
Yeah.
be out here 2 weeks. I done
Yeah.
been out here 20 some years.
Damn, you just never went back?
Bro, look, nah, this what happened. So look,
Dang.
while I'm out here the little 2 weeks, we had passed by the state school in Mahale, the state school. And they was like, they was hiring. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna apply to see. I'm only out here 2 weeks. I'm just bullshit. These motherfuckers hired me. So
Damn.
look, I street named her. Yeah, so is. Uh
Word. That's
yeah,
crazy.
I say what you she 33. So you know about the beat, you know about VIP and 84 and all that, huh? But when I get down there, bro, her and her husband ended up getting divorced. She go back to Arkansas. I'm in Texas by myself at this point. Now I done had kids.
Within the 2 weeks?
No, this was within the
Oh,
two
okay.
years afterwards.
Okay, I got
But
you.
the
Okay,
two
okay,
weeks,
okay.
I was only, that's what I'm saying. I was only supposed to been here, but
Supposed
then
to
I
be there
ended up
2 weeks,
getting
but
that
getting
job at
that
the state
job.
school.
Yeah.
Now, you gotta understand,
Shit.
this is early 2000s. This is 2003 at this time, because it was already a year after I graduated. Ain't no jobs in Arkansas like that. So when I get
Mm.
this job, I'm like, well, shit, I ain't gonna be making this type of money if I go back. So
Yeah,
that's
fuck
how
that.
I ended up. But I didn't know she was gonna go back to Arkansas. I'm
Right.
out here for my cousin.
Right.
But when her and her husband got divorced, she moved back to Arkansas. So I'm out here by myself
And
for
you
like,
just stay here.
I just stayed. I ended up having my
Right?
kids. And bro, I was
Oh
out
yeah.
here 10 years, no family, no nothing, just by myself.
Yeah, yeah. It
Hell
be like
yeah.
that. I didn't moved and just jump ship. I didn't lived in Indianapolis. I didn't lived in, man, a couple different places. Just dolo.
Yeah.
Dolo. I moved to Dallas just solo. Like I got some family down there. On my dad's side, I know them, but I didn't really grow up with them day in and day out like that. So
Yeah.
when I moved down there, like I just moved just on some solo shit. Just like I'm gonna just get out of Kansas City because it was just kind of hectic up there. So, but yeah, sometimes you just got to do that.
Think about moving where? Ain't Marissa, you the one that's in Kansas City right now. I remember she
Yeah,
said,
she in
"Did you
KC.
think
Yeah,
about
she in
moving
KC.
where? To Dallas with this track?" I mean, if it's a better opportunity, then yeah, but the traffic,
Any bro, anything is better than Kansas City, motherfucking ass, bro.
yeah.
I
I
moved for
went
a
there.
reason.
I went there. We had remember I was telling you about that job. We used to travel
Yeah,
all over the United States. So we did a store in Kansas City. And the
yeah.
thing about what I remember, all the streets run like a
It's
certain way,
real
right?
simple. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's real simple.
And
Like
and we ended
east,
up,
west, north, south. It's
yeah,
just that. Yeah,
we ended up at this barbecue spot. I never forget it, man. The black people, cause we was on the Missouri side first before we crossed that bridge.
yeah.
And the black people, the way they embraced us in Kansas City, man, I it was so crazy, food. Like you would have thought we was from Kansas City. The way they was treated, they was like all everybody that was around this little area. I can't remember the name of it. This was oh
They
seven
must be down. Maybe it's down on like off 18th and Vaughn or something like
18th.
that.
I know 18th
Yeah,
Street.
18th and Vaughn. Yeah, that's like the jazz district. Yeah, it's real cool down there. Yeah, that's like the historic, kind of an older crowd. I think most of the
That's who it
time.
was too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that group is gonna definitely embrace you and make you feel like home. It's the younger ones, my age and younger, is the problem.
Uh,
Yeah.
What city you transferring to? Is it Dallas?
Mm,
But yeah, yeah, bro. And so I ended up. That's how I ended up out here,
that's
and been out
crazy.
here ever
That's a
since.
crazy story.
She's still in
That's,
Arkansas to this day. That's what's so
dang.
crazy. Every time I go back, I be telling her, "Yo, mother, your ass left me out,
Yeah, just seduced me out here and just left me here. What type
just
of shit?
left me," and
So
I've
yeah,
been
that's
here ever
crazy.
since.
Yeah,
Yep, that's a crazy story. See,
that is a crazy
I don't
story.
want to live in a big city. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's a good thing. Find you a small outskirt, like
go to
probably
Frisco.
yeah, up north, McKinney, Frisco, something like that, and you'll be good. You'll be set up that
Yeah,
way. Frisco, McKinney, Plano. What else is up there? The Colony, stuff
Colony,
like that. Yeah,
Capel. Uh,
Capel. Yeah,
you
yeah.
got
Any of those, you gonna be
yeah,
good.
Grapevine. Hella locations in Texas. Oh, well, it might not be Dallas anyway. You might be well, you don't want to go to Houston. That traffic even worse. And they steady adding lanes, and it's like the more lanes they add down there, the more traffic
the
it is.
the more people, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what the fuck? But
It's crazy, bro.
yeah, we be back tomorrow, Marissa.
We'll be right back.
Appreciate you joining, commenting, having your notifications on for us. Texarkana.
Texarkana.
Oh, you going
I've,
to
I've
East
heard
Texas?
I've
Oh,
heard the
that ain't
good things
bad.
about Texarkana. Yeah, I've
Just
heard
just
good things
just
about Texarkana.
know that they got some shit. They got some construction going on right now that you'll end up in Louisiana if you don't pay attention. So you got to
Real quick,
yeah, you got to
real
pay
quick.
attention to Texarkana right now because they
Between
constructed it.
Texarkana, Texas, Texarkana, Arkansas, and
Yeah.
then Louisiana. You'll be real confused in that little area. So be be
Fuck
careful.
around, be like, I know I wasn't supposed to been coming
Yeah,
down. Where's all these trees coming from? Yeah, you
yeah.
done
You gotta be
went through
careful.
Camden and all that shit down there. So yeah,
Yeah.
but we'll be back tomorrow. That's all I got, bro.
All
Oh,
right.
tell
Yeah,
them
we
where to
right back
follow
at.
you. You know, we say that
You come right back here.
where I
Shit. I'm
stay,
on.
Dallas. I'm
Yeah,
in
you stay
Dallas.
in Dallas. But that's where I met him at. That's where I met him. We was working
Yeah, we used
together
to
at
work together. We worked together
yeah,
at
yeah.
what was it?
What was it?
It was
Accor?
Icor, but it was for Capital One. But it was
Yeah,
Icor.
for Capital One. Yeah. That's when I first moved to Dallas. That was the matter of fact. I was living in Kansas City. I took a road trip. I went down there, did the interview, and came back. They
I
told
remember
me I
you
had
talking
the
about.
job and
Yeah,
then moved. I moved down there.
I remember you
So
talking about.
yeah. So yeah, follow me on Instagram, Easy Does It, Facebook, Eric Easy E Ransburg, on TikTok, Easy Does It. You know what I'm saying? Or just come back here and tap in with me. This where it's really be happening at. So long as they here, we good.
Yeah, already. Well, that's it. I holla at you tomorrow. See you later. That's it.
Peace.
I gotta figure out how to end this shit better. Cause I just be
Yeah.
saying some weird shit that just later, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.